Welcome to Free Agents, our Cypher system RPG set within the Beacon Space universe. While the faction turn deals with the giant political organizations and factions moving through the universe, our game looks into the Penumbra, the shadows of society where light and darkness meet, the shadows and cracks of society. The place where clients with exacting needs can claim plausible deniability and get the things done that nobody else can. Individuals within the Penumbra are our titular free agents, and a team of such will perform a mission today. And why don't we go down the list of agents that will be on mission today, and let's have you introduce yourself. Why don't we start with Cinch?
And since she is a clever explorer. She likes to work the system. She's kind of unassuming. You can just see her wandering around, just like this young, pink-haired, sort of lollipop chainsaw girl. But really, she's going to do whatever she can to support her own wants and get what she wants.
Cool. You got a clever explorer. And next up, we have Fidey. Why don't you introduce yourself? All right. While you deal with your technical issues, Sir Frederick Ziegler, why don't we get you to introduce yourself?
So, Frederick Ziegler is a strong-willed soldier who rages. He's a self-proclaimed member of the Starlit Court of an order that isn't that mainstream. Very angry, mountain of a man, seems to be eternally clad in power armor and always wanted to start a fight.
Quite often manage to achieve that goal.
Oh yeah, it's easy to start fights, so I don't know how successful he is necessarily, but after...
Like, one way or another, they finish.
That's true.
Yeah.
Maybe we can hear from Fidey now. See if he's got it sorted. Dun beset by technical problems today. And a missing player. All right, cool. All right, we will probably cut that from the release version. Okay. Whenever technical issues are resolved, you can just jump in. Oh, I've clicked on something. Ah, there we go.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Yeah, cool. So, as we move into our game, we see the camera pans down. We see a shot of the pale blue sun, kind of winking weakly in the darkness. And we see the camera pan down from that sun past the field of stars. We see the outside of a shuttle. And as the camera moves forward, we move into the shuttle, and we see our agents. We see the giant man in power armor, lollipop chainsaw girl. We see the surveyor from the Ascent, all his sensor equipment, all sat around in the shuttle. And you have all been called for a mission on Ingirid. Oh, I did not upload it, so I will just read from the mission. Yeah, you all received the following mission from the sender is Agent Handler Greenie. The subject is conflict resolution ? And it says, "To whom it may concern, I am writing to inform you of a curious situation developing within my territory. As you know, I operate my residence with decorum and honor. However, on this occasion, two different extra-legal organizations have contacted me for support in their conflict. I will leave it to your musings to decide which, if any, cause to pursue. Kind regards, Greenie of Ingirid." The listed reward being 5,000 howl from the Aeonite cutters and 5,000 howl from the Arcos belligerent. And you've all been given this mission. You've all been directed to a shuttle to Ingirid. And yeah, you're in transit now. Through the viewports, you can see the giant structure of Ingirid. Has anyone been there before, or know what's up with Ingirid?
I don't think Ziegler's got any idea. Even if he has been there, he doesn't really know where he is most of the time.
Ingirid is also known as the Ingridian Nexus, and it is the home world, in quotation marks, of the Amelhart Institute, one of the largest organizations in the sector. It's a multi-ringed space station that has a high level of technology and is made up of. It started originally as a large ship, and over time has had additions and expansions, and in particular, three large floating rings, as the main expansions to the core of the station. Yeah, you see those as you're going in. What's the conversation that we hear? Or is everyone sitting in comfortable or uncomfortable silence?
I think Ziegler's just sat by the airlock, ready to dash out at the first possible moment. He's been doing that
not like being on the shuttle?
No, he's just prepared for combat. You know how it is.
I see. So he stepped on, turned around, and has been facing the door since.
Yeah, the entire trip.
Gotcha. What's Cinch doing?
She's totally casually showing Spidey the last mission she was on. Her favorite adorable pictures of the robot. Just cuddled up.
The last thing you did with 5D was go down into a mine.
Yep. Oh no, I'm showing Spidey the picture that I have of Ziegler from Arliss.
Oh, I see. Yeah, Ziegler cradled in a giant red robot's arms.
Yeah. Ziegler's, every time you pull a picture up, Ziegler's just sort of wafting his hand saying, Photoshop, edited, derivative.
Fake news?
Yeah, fake news.
Fake news. Yeah. So presumably, I think most of you make your home on the TGGI station in Tella. So this journey has been, if not days, it's been the best part of a day to travel to where Ingirid currently is. Yeah, Ingirid is movable. It tends to float around. So far, mainly through the core of Beacon Space. Yeah, it travels around, performing, so far as most people considers important research work. They're currently in hex 0513, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, it's 7 hexes away from the center, which for most of you is the furthest away you've ever been. In fact, I think for everyone here, it's the furthest away from the center you've ever been.
Yeah, probably for Cinch anyway. I mean, like, from Astra, so it's just like pops back and forth between the center and Astra.
Yeah, so how does Cinch feel about being so far away from home?
It's like there's a sense of relief because like she is kind of trying to put distance between her and home. So it's like while it's going to be unfamiliar to her, like, it's 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 further away. It's kind of in the direction of her general home. So she'll find a niche there, figure out something to make her feel a little bit better about not knowing anything.
It's the exact opposite. Being so far away from Sea, he's not happy.
Well, Ziegler, something that may cheer you up is Ingirid, while being the homeworld of the Amelhart Institute, does also feature a small fleet of combat vessels from the Starlit Court who are working in conjunction with Amelhart on their research and exploratory projects.
Yeah, but they're false
There's
followers.
a small Starlit Court presence, and you see some maybe familiar class of vessels orbiting around the main body of Ingrid. And so far as any of you are aware, it is at least 2 or 3 hexes to any other planet. This really is the middle of nowhere that Ingrid has placed itself for reasons unknown to anyone but the Institute. Passage out here was quite difficult to obtain without the blessing of Agent Handlewolf, who sent you on the way to help out Greenie. But yeah, so your shuttle slowly comes in, rumbling, guided by flashing lights, and you attach to one of the outer rings, which you're instructed is, as you dock, you get the bing bong, welcome to the Eon Ring. And the doors slide open, and you're met with, it's an unusual sight for a space station. It is green. There's kind of copper brass walls and floor, but you can barely see them from the amount of hydroponics and artificial ponds and towering plants and crawling vines. Yeah, it's almost tropical inside, and it's bustling with people going back and forth about their day.
That would be strange. It's like be like the complete opposite of a space station of any kind of like artificial space station. Since
Yeah,
like from like the Chris station that's just metal and hard to see this, it'd be like mind blowing that a station.
It's the vegetation on the floor as well, or is it like
yep,
a
yeah.
space?
The vegetation on the floor. There's some brave and hardy plants that are growing through the cracks in the deck plate, but most of them are in like shallow ceramic or metal planters, or being deliberately cultivated there. It's less wild and more deliberate, although due to life finding a way, um, there is wild vines on the ceilings and on the walls, and there are plants that have managed to take root in the deck plate and grow off. Who knows what? Probably the residue off people's boots. But yeah, there's greenery everywhere.
Are we greeted by somebody as we land, by the way, or is that just an automated
You're on the
message?
equivalent of a space bus, and you've just docked at the bus stop. There's no one in particular who like welcomes you specifically. There's other passengers on your shuttle that get off and are greeted by people and walk off. But yeah, maybe inside the shuttle there's a binging that says like arrived at Ingirid. Next departure in 42 hours.
Okay, so is this like a commercial area where for passengers and so on, passenger transport?
How odd is it that we've arrived here at all? By the way, does this place like still have a little bit trickle of a transport? I imagine we might raise some eyebrows just because we're here at all.
Moving this far out from the center is it's a difficult trip. Like the closest place would be Longza or perhaps Idarast, both colonies of Amalhar or the Assembled Commonwealth, which are 3 hexes away respectively. This is quite a long journey you've taken, presumably to the nearest FTL gate and then slow haul through the hexes. There's probably been, like I said, it's been probably days, the transit to get here. But millions of people do live on Ingirid, and there is a flow of transport to and away, supply ships, traders, merchants. So it's not too unusual that you've arrived here, but yeah, it's like living on one of those remote Scottish islands or like somewhere in the Arctic where it's kind of a self-contained colony and contact from outside happens periodically rather than regularly.
Okay. Yeah, I was just wondering if this was like if there were other traders that have also docked here, or if this is just like a passenger transport area.
More do you step out?
Yeah, I'm stepping out and looking around.
Cool. I will shift over to
I don't know if
this.
the people are.
So, you see the hustle and bustle of people, which I haven't represented on this map for more laziness than anything else. But yeah, you step out, you are over on this top right side. Yeah. You have, if you look behind you, you see kind of a half circle of various docking ports where people are unloading and loading and getting on, getting out, and this is seems to be the main core of the streets as you wander forward. And this central square that you're in is surrounded by buildings and people, and there's a hustle and bustle of people moving through. You can see these hydroponic planters, you can see these pools of water. The one in front of you is empty for cleaning or maintenance or some other reason. Yeah.
Can I roll a perception test on these hydroponic plants?
On which one?
Just on these here. Just see what's.
What are you trying to obtain? Information.
Just how they're automated. If there's any maintenance robots involved with it.
Gotcha. I see. This would be kind of. I think this is more of like a technical understanding of station hydroponics than. Yeah. So why don't you give me an intellect test? Just roll critical thinking for me. No difficulty.
What's just an intellect roll?
Roll critical thinking. Your inability. 12. Difficulty +1, so it beats difficulty 3. I think you can see, if you stoop down and examine, you can see plants of various types. You get, I don't know how good your sense of smell is, but you smell kind of a mix of sickly sweet and bitter scents. You see that some of these are decorative and some are practical, like herbs and spices. Underneath them, you see the way that they are fed artificially with nutrients and water. You don't surmise that there is any robot that is currently maintaining them, but they do need to be trimmed and maintained. So, in terms of robots around this central area that's crackling with energy, you do see 2 rather large robots.
I think Ziegler's busy with this for a while. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So in terms of instructions that you have, to give you some more context for your mission, the mentioned Arcos belligerents and Aeonite cutters, you know to be gangs that operate in this area. The ring that you're currently on, and in the extension of the station, is the Aeon ring, where the Aeonite cutters mainly reside. And then there is an extension to the Aeon ring called the Arcos ring, where the Arcos belligerents are most known to operate. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we know anything more about either of the gangs? Also, are we supposed to meet up with our hirer here at all, or is that kind of done and they don't really need personal contact? Or-
In terms of what else you know about the gang, it depends. How much of Ingrid culture are you aware of?
Culture not prop unless Ingrid's like criminal underbelly is like really into mining space rocks, then then probably basically I mean they might be I don't know, maybe they get high off the shavings or something, but
Yeah, I
beyond that
think
probably not.
you know about them in the same way that the average person is aware of the mafia or the Yakuza, but I don't think you know any details.
Yep, that
You
makes
can
sense.
definitely find them, but
Is there like a neutral area of the station that
sure.
kind of make it plan in instead of hanging out? Because I'm just thinking, like, if you're in one gang's territory for too long, you're either looking like you're looking bad either way to both of them. So the quicker we get to more neutral territory to figure out our plan, probably the better for appearances.
Well, I'm gonna give you all the benefit of the doubt, apart from maybe Ziegler, and assume that you read up about the Ingridian Nexus or Ingrid as you were traveling. You know the main core of the ship is just called Ingirid. It's sometimes called the Heart, and the three main expansions are the Eon Ring, the Olivine Belt, and the Arcos Ring. And the Eon Ring is well known for having lots of lush green landscape. So maybe you would have heard that it was very green, but are still surprised when you first encounter it. There are lots of skyscrapers, sky rails. It's really almost a planetary environment within a space station habitat ring.
How, how is the surface for traversing by Healy?
You'd probably rattle a little bit on studs in the deck plate, but otherwise be completely fine. You do that thing where it's like, yeah,
Oh,
hello
yeah, yeah,
guys, I'm on my Heelys.
yeah. You used to that.
Cool.
Seen rockier.
And then the Arcos ring is an extension to the Eon ring. It's also known to be incredibly green and is home to the Institute, which is the most famous and the largest science facility and university on Ingrid. And then the Olivine Belt is the smallest and first of the expansions. It's known as the industrial heartland of Ingrid. There's lots of factories. It's lot the the atmosphere from the Eon ring and the Arcos ring. A lot of the oxygen and stuff generated goes to scrubbing the air of the Olivine Belt, because otherwise it would be a toxic cesspit of factory output. And you'd know that a lot of the people that live here in the Eon ring go to the Olivine Belt to work.
What about workers in the other belts, or are they just not? Or the other ring, I should say.
The Arcos ring?
Yeah.
The Arcos ring is mostly scientific. It's a lot of students, professors, researchers, engineers, things like that. Yeah. Has a lot of sensor equipment, stuff like that. It's yeah. If you were to split them up by generic role, you have the Eon ring as kind of like the habitat ring where people live. The Olivine Belt is the industry center. The Arcos ring is the intellectual center. And then the heart is where everything is controlled from. Is where the command center of Ingirid. It's where you'll find the government, faction representatives. It's where bureaucracy exists. It's a transport hub to go between the rings. You normally go through the heart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there some sort of, like, I don't know, the equivalent of a public electronic newsstand or something where we could pull some local news from and maybe find out, like, if at least if the scale of this conflict between these two gangs has bubbled up enough to make local news or not. Whether there's something we should be aware of before we contact either of them.
Sure. I mean, if you look around, this is equivalent to any other city square. You can find like a Starbucks or whatever, and you're within the confines of Ingirid itself. So if you have your own electronic device, you can get onto the local network now, or if you want to find like an internet cafe and find a computer terminal to sit on, you can probably do that.
I feel like a bar in the industrial area would be like the best to go to. Disney.
So,
Does something like that exist?
Yeah. I will warn you to go to the industrial area. I mean, I will assume that you've read up about this on the several-day transit here. So if you want to be in the industrial ring, you need to have a breather mask. Like, they do their best to scrub the air, but it's still invasive and toxic, and it will suffocate you if you're not wearing a filtration mask.
Oh, we have one of those.
Yeah, I it's something I need to buy at some point, I guess. How much is one again?
Let me check the equipment list. Yeah, an environment suit or a breather is good for a lot of these hostile environments.
I think I paid like 1,000 howl for mine.
Breather is 500.
And I got ripped off.
Yeah,
I think I remember listening when you got ripped off.
I'll take one then. I discounted my money then. It's just called a
Sure.
breather, right?
Yep. I mean, while we're in this kind of downtime phase, if any of you have, like, you want to do a flashback scene to something that you got before you came, or you want to spend the XP, that's something that we can do.
Yeah. We get an XP just for accepting the job. Is that right? At least that's how it worked last
Yes.
time.
Yeah. I was
Okay.
going to do that a bit further on, but we can do that now. Yeah, everyone can gain 1 XP for accepting this job and coming to Ingirid.
I want
Yeah.
4 XP.
Yeah, same. I'm gonna pump that into upgrading my effort by 1.
Cool. So pop into your first advancement box, extra effort.
Shit, I didn't mean to do
Yeah, so Ziegler goes into no. You are compelled to punch the first thing you... No, joking.
that. I mean, that might
It's
happen
yourself.
in a minute.
Yeah.
Is it right if I spend my XP on a speed edge?
I think so, yeah.
So I'm up to 2 speed edge. So when I frenzy focus, I'll have 3 might and speed edge. I assume Ziegler. Well, on the trip over, Ziegler didn't actually read any of this information that the other two have got.
So
at all.
pop into your advancement box. Moving toward perfection is the name of increasing edge.
What in the advancement?
So
Oh,
in
the
the
tier
middle
1.
of your sheet at the very bottom.
The tier 1 thing.
Yeah, yeah. Did you spend XP on extra might ball?
Yes.
Oh, cool. So you're pretty close to leveling up, like, fully.
Yeah.
On the next one. Very cool. Okay.
Yeah. So these, I assume, Fidey and Singe have got all this information, but Ziegler didn't read it. He's been still staring at a door for a day.
Right, yeah.
Is there any kind of signage or indication as to where the different zones are or how to get to them in the area?
I mean, if you look around for it, you definitely see, like, maybe on this pillar, you see an electronic street sign, which at first you don't understand, and then it scrolls into one of the languages that you do speak.
One of them. I think Ziegler speaks one language, and it's mainly grunting.
Yeah, I think initially you can't read it, which your reaction to that, I imagine, is cordial as always, and then eventually it flips into a Slavic chord script that you
Can I
understand.
punch the street sign?
Sure, I mean, you can punch the street sign. Just give me a might roll to see how hard you punch it.
It's pretty hard.
Yeah, you punch it, the screen shatters, and you get lots of dirty looks from people around, and you see law enforcement some way off turn and look towards the source of the giant crash with confusion.
Does it scroll to where I can see it now, or is it broken? I can understand it, or is it now just dead?
It's cracked and it's like flickering underneath.
Probably just run over to grab him. Sorry guys, he's not actually housebroken.
Yeah, the law enforcement start moving in your direction.
So, have I been able to grasp where the industrial zone is from here?
No.
It's my right.
No, you walked up to a panel and punched it. You haven't gathered any information from this panel.
Okay, and I've been Cinch is dragging me away from it now, so I'm sort of
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what? I'd like to show you how it's done. I'd like to punch for a panel, but for information and successfully, and I can actually do that.
You definitely can. Yeah. What are you doing to gather information?
I'm gonna go find like one of these an internet cafe, or if there's like a more public terminal. I don't know. It's sci-fi, so there has to be like a
of course, yeah. Right, yeah. So the three of you managed.
I'm gonna punch it for information.
I see. Okay. Yeah. No, the three of you managed to disappear into the crowd. The law enforcement ignore you and well, don't ignore you, but they lose you in the hustle and bustle, which Ziegler Cinch is presumably pulling you down to try and conceal you because you're a foot above anyone else.
I imagine Cinch is like hanging off my neck or something, and Ziegler's just really disgruntled about what's going on and doesn't really understand.
Just stop.
If you look back over at any point, you see. Let me grab some tokens.
Start riding around like some sort of stare.
Stop violent thing.
Or at least do it better.
Do it better.
Jesus.
Yeah, if you look back over to the street panel, you see two law enforcement officers looking at it very confused and writing notes down on a pad.
Hope they don't have a name tag.
Yeah, so you make your way through the crowds. You manage to find like a public area where you can sit down on a bench, and there's an information terminal. Yeah.
You cut out for a bit. Didn't quite hear most of that.
Me?
We're in a cafe, and there's an information terminal.
Yes.
Okay, maybe it was on one side then. Cafe information terminal. I do like the gentle tappity clack on the actual keyboard, and then I smash into it to the side, like you do for things that aren't quite.
Give it a thump. Yeah.
Yeah, and
you don't need to make. Sorry.
Yep.
I say make a roll. If you fail to destroy.
You don't need to make a roll to like access the local news. If there's anything specific or difficult to obtain that you want to find, then you can tell me. But otherwise, I'll just give you generic information about current events.
No, it's specific information about the nature of the conflict of the two gangs. I don't remember the name. Sorry. The Cutters and the somethings.
Yeah, the Eonite Cutters and the Arcos Belligerents. So, You're not able to find like the reason for the conflict specifically. There's lots of speculation from the news, but I don't think they know. You see footage of like chalk outlines on deck plating and law enforcement. You see sirens. You see some like blurry hand cam footage of a gunfight that happened in a street. You see a group of 3 individuals with large curved knives, presumably the aforementioned Eonite cutters, walking through a street. And then they turn to look at the camera, and the camera jumps away, and it has the "oh fuck, they've seen us, go go go" of like a reporter and their cameraman. And you just get the impression that for several months now, the violence and level of conflict on the streets between these two gangs has been escalating over time. You'd also know from the news reports that the Eonite cutters have been around for a long, long time. They're embedded in the culture, whereas you get the impression that the Arcos belligerents are relatively new to Ingirid, and that this kind of conflict is the first that people have seen of them.
Okay, so they, if I, as the public story goes, at least it would be reasonable to assume that the belligerents arrived, and then some belligerence started happening between them and the cutters.
Now, I think you see a news report from someone, and they knock on a door, and it's an interview at a door with someone who clearly doesn't want to be interviewed.
Sure.
You see a man with kind of a boxer's flat nose. It's been broken multiple times. Ruddy cheeks, a big bushy white beard, and thick white eyebrows. Kind of balding, thin comb over hair on top, also white. Stout man, maybe 5'6", 5'7". And the caption underneath says William Arcosia responsible? ? And he's waving the cameras away and saying, "No, I don't do interviews. I don't. Leave me be." And then pushing away the various news agents at his door.
Suspiciously similar accent to Mazespin.
Is it possible to find an address or a specific location of this guy just from, I don't know, I don't know the place, but maybe like it's just at a crossroads where both street names are visible or something like that.
Yeah, you can definitely work out where this is. It's in the Arcos ring. You know kind of the general area where this is. You'd be able to pin it down.
Yeah. And what was his name again? Sorry.
William Arcosia.
William Arcosia. Okey-doke.
Yeah, I will paste it in the Roll20. William Arcosia.
I don't know. I don't quite know the naming conventions here. Is that likely to be a fake name? Just Billy from the Arcos ring or something, or is that an actual first last name that just happens to be like the same as a location on a bit?
Like Google around, well, not Google, whatever the equivalent is. If you Ingrid search around, you find that in the Arcos ring, it's the equivalent to Smith. Every other person is called Arcosia.
Okay, so the name is not that useful, but the face might be. So I'll just save that and show it to both of my colleagues, and at least the local news think this guy's important, and this guy doesn't want to quite clear his name in any way, so he might be.
Yeah. I think while you're looking around on the page for like most common names in Ingirid, you also find that the last name Eon on the Eon ring is incredibly common, and Olivine is also a very common last name. People tend to be, there's a cast of workers in each location that tend to be named for where they reside, more than a family lineage.
So like olden days, it'd be like if you were named Smith, you were the blacksmith.
Exactly. Yeah, you'll find a lot of people called Eon, Eonite, Eonish. You'll find a lot of Olivine, Olivar, and Arcos, Arcosian, Arcosish.
Sorry, just finally presented this to both of us.
Yeah, I presume that you're sat around
Yep.
sharing the
Yep.
information unless
Yep,
otherwise.
as much as possible. I'll also, I don't know, key in that face in my passive perception survey stuff. It's not super good for that, but I imagine I can finagle it for that sort of stuff.
You take
So-
like a screenshot and save it as williamarcosia.png and set it to log.
I mean, yeah, sure. It's not like the best lead around, but if like there's a gunshot or whatever, and I also get a ping from that, it would be some kind of information.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ziegler dismisses all this information and Spidey, you're going to get some useful information out of this, like where the industrial district is and how to get there. Yeah.
I think like that's obvious enough information that I just point at like to a street sign to a street sign that's exactly equivalent to the one that he already punched.
I couldn't read that though. What are you on about?
I'll read it. I'll read it.
as you're sitting around this table, you see a pair of individuals walk in your direction. They're wearing like a poncho style robe with a hood. They're kind of a dirty grey stained with soot and dust. They have breathers hanging off their belts, presumably come from working on the Olivine area or going to there. But you do notice that on the opposite hip to their breather, they both have long curved blades, like a shortened version of like a cavalry sword. And you'll know
like the ones that I've seen on the show, or
precisely, yeah. With your information, you can presume that these are Eonite cutters, and they walk right up to your table. One of them drops his hood and says to you, "Our complexity analysis derives that you and your compatriots are no threat."
What do you say to me?
I said that I know why you're here, and I think that you should be prosecuting our conflict.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
This is the Eon Ring. It belongs to us. We're the cutters, if you couldn't work it out. Kind of puts one hand on his knife and shines it so it winks in the light towards you. You note that the blade has 3 distinct notches on it from like battle damage, but it seems too regular and intentional.
We had worked it out, but thank you for the confirmation. How can we help you, gentlemen?
I think you already know how he can help you. We asked Greenie for. That's why you're here, right? You're here to help us.
Or not?
Yes. For now, we're here to help you.
Good. Otherwise, it'd be most perturbatory.
Yep. It's kind of like kick by the end of the table to get him shut up. That we haven't decided who to help yet.
I think Ziegler wanders off and starts being mesmerized by the signpost at this point. So I'm not involved in this conversation. I'm just looking at a signpost.
It was our institutional analysis, much in the vein of the Penumbra Risk Assessment Service, that getting some free agents to help would be able to help us bring this matter to a close more closely, because it's honestly escalating to a way that we're not comfortable with. And looking at your rather well-muscled deltoid of a friend there, we were right.
So what can you tell us about the conflict?
Well, look over there. Look in that centre. You see that giant crackling ring?
Yes.
They'll tell you it's about other stuff. It's about drugs, territory, whatever. But it's about that. We own it. They want it. Simple as. It's got a direct line to the fusion generators in the core, and the amount of energy and other materials that we garner from it makes us very, very wealthy. And the Arcos belligerents, foreign fucks, want to come and take it from us.
Where are these foreign fucks from exactly?
Well, we don't exactly know, but they're from, they've all taken the name as if they're from the Arcos ring, but they've only been here a few months. They're trying to integrate themselves. We have a noble history of supporting the people of Eon. We take their money, but we also protect them, you know? Better the devil you know. They're better under our protection and our oppressive boot than someone else's.
Well, if you were the only gang here, who are you protecting them from?
Well, from the other gangs that would be here. But there aren't any, because we're the best.
All right. So it's the power ring. Okay. Well, we are going.
It's not exactly about power. You see, we're not some common thugs. We have the intellectual capacity for understanding what's going on around here. You see all these hydroponics? It's not the bloody government that does those. We do those. We keep this place nice and green and functional. Honestly, we're better for society, and I don't know why I'm explaining myself to you. You're a mercenary. Just do your job and get paid.
Well, we do our job better. We know why.
Right, so what I need you to do is go and kill as many Arcos belligerents as you can fucking find.
I think I pulled Cinch aside.
And we're not from here. How do we tell those apart from just the regular locals?
Bring their lives to an untimely end. Well, we do know where their main compound is. You could hop in with some of the lads. We'll put you up front, and you can get done what we've been trying to do. It's been too evenly matched. They've got all of that wealth from somewhere off-world, presumably. We're trying to compete with them, but our guns are bouncing off their armour, to be quite frank. That's why, but yeah, good old trusty knives, a unite cutter through and through.
Well, if going in guns blazing hasn't worked so far, probably won't work now. So
Have you seen him?
Why don't you give us a chance to see if we can figure out a better way to end your problem and the other gang.
What we're gonna do for you is we're gonna go out and scout out that compound for you if you'll just direct us. We're not known hostiles to them, so we'll be able to get all sorts of useful information, especially if we don't immediately start conflict.
Kind of squints his eyes at you a little bit and goes, "You ain't working for them, are you?"
Hey, don't listen to these two. See, me, an intellectual, understands the correct procedure here of freedom through authority. And this sounds like a perfect.
I can tell that you're off-worlders, and I presume that you are the Penumbra Agents that we asked for, but it might be that they asked for them as well. Should we be having a more uncivilized conversation right now?
You can always trust the people you're paying to help you, as long as you're paying the most.
But by the way, speaking of that, is there any sort of advance?
In advance? I can not slit your throat. Is that an advance enough?
Not really. I'd prefer money.
Right, well, I don't know about giving you any money, but we can certainly help you out. We run this area of town. The two law enforcement agents that did smash the screen, but were at the smash screen at this point, walk towards Ziegler and start saying like, "Hey, you!" And he goes, "All right, lads. No, these are friends of ours." And the two law enforcement agents see the curved knives, kind of nod and walk in the other direction like they didn't see anything at all.
Oh, I like that.
That is really useful.
That is very helpful.
We're
here to
help you. You help us, and we'll help you. You don't need an advance on any money. You get that once the job's done, but you shouldn't need to worry in terms of getting around and resources.
What kind of help can you provide, such as offloading a copious amount of raw industrial copper?
Raw industrial copper? What are you on about?
Well, I seem to have...
we ain't no refiners. You take that to the olivines.
Well, can you set up a meeting with them?
What do I look like? Your personal assistant?
You said help. This is help for me.
All right. Well, you don't know me, so I've given you the benefit of the doubt. My name is Gianel Eon. And he says it with kind of a tone where he expects you to know who he is.
I don't give a toss what your name is. You said you'd help us.
You should, because my dad runs this gang. Sorry, this extra legal organisation. I get told off for that all the fucking time.
Parents are the worst, aren't they?
Parents are the worst.
Really, that is the worst.
You ever thought about overthrowing him?
Well, obviously, as soon as he dies, I'm in charge, so why would I bother? He gets to do all the hard work and I run around cutting people.
That sounds like a good deal.
Saying to my mom, you don't have to worry about it, fine. And then I just kind of like realize I've said too much.
You see this? He gets his knife again with 3 notches in it. He goes, look, I've got 3 marks. Nudges his compatriot in the elbow, who kind of rolls his eyes, lifts his knife and shows that it only has 1 mark in. He goes, see, Steve, he only has 1 mark. What an idiot.
So the marks aren't the body count, are they?
Well, yes, you worked it out. You're very perceptive.
It's kind of like sit there looking. Okay then.
If you see anyone with this knife without a notch, they're not an Eonite cutter.
Well, that's.
What are they then?
You look quite handy. You could join us. I mean, obviously you're from off-world, so you'd never be a true cutter, but you could be an associate if you wanted.
Don't know.
Give up the free agent life. We'll put you on retainer. Keep you around. You look pretty handy.
Don't like using knives.
Want talking to you, Deltoid?
Kind of like they're weighing my options.
What knife do you use to put notches into the knife? I'm just wondering. Do you take on another cutter knife, or is there like a special tool that you use?
You're asking too many questions, mate. Just get on and kill some belligerents, yeah? Well, I'll join you. If you want to storm the compound, let me know, and me and the lads will give you backup.
We will let you know when we're ready to storm.
Could we get a location of that compound? Though again, we need to scout it out so we can kill them without dying.
You're all right if you insist, and I'll give you the location of an address somewhere in the Arcos ring.
All right then. Then is there anything we want? I kind of want to ask these intellectuals what their favorite book is.
My favourite book is the 3rd edition of Astrophysic Theory by Engram Iodine.
I like these guys.
In another life, I would have been a navigator in the heart, but sadly, and I don't actually mean sadly, because I'm quite happy being the son of a gang lord. I mean, extra-legal organisation leader.
Parents are the worst.
Parents are the worst, honestly.
So there's no part of you that would rather be flying around and at great speeds and navigating the great unknown. You're quite happy just cutting, I don't know, throats, appendages, or is it more like, no, you're a cutter, you're not going to stab much, are you?
Nope, I am completely happy and satisfied. He lies.
So, can you give us directions to this place you want us to blow up?
Deltoid, I already gave directions to your friend here.
Oh, yeah, but I don't trust them.
Right, I'll give you directions. Stick your head between your knees and kiss your ass goodbye.
You looking for a tussle?
Gonna jump up in between. No. I want to get paid. We're getting store.
I pump my shotgun, which unloads a shell for no good reason.
You're both pretty. Let's go look at the compound.
I am incredibly attractive.
No, you're not.
This is going very well.
So hard to just like.
Do you think you could stab his gun? Do you think if it came to it, do you think you could stab his gun?
Sorry, are you addressing me or him?
I'm asking if the cutter could stab your gun. Yeah,
No,
I'm asking him.
You don't give me orders. I've got things to do, such as it points to a corner shop, some kind of market. He goes, I've got protection money to collect over there, and you're holding me up at this point. So get in touch if you're having any trouble, but you shouldn't. Go, kill the belligerents, and give us sole access to the fusion core. That's all we're asking. Simple as.
Gotcha. We will let you know when we're ready to go.
If you're worried about getting shot, just stand behind Megamind here.
Who are you calling Megamind?
You're very clever.
Well, I am an intellectual after all, but stop complimenting me.
Yeah, he's totally taken.
Before we go, can I run some quick scans on the fusion core access thingy to see if it's what they're saying it is?
You wait and the cutters walk off. You're left alone.
Sure. Yep.
At the end of the conversation.
Unless someone else wants to do something. Yeah.
I mean, everything. I want Ziegler to just run off to the and do something stupid, but
you can do that without running off.
there's nothing else I would really want to say to them. So. No.
Yeah. Gianel and his novice cutter friend walk off. And yeah, you can walk over and examine. You can only get so close. These arcs of energy are not permanent. They're coming off it in like periodic waves, and they're not really this visible. They feel like a wind more than they do electrical pressure. It's just waves of energy being blasted off this thing.
Oh no, Tristan, can Ziegler please try and push against them?
Yeah. I mean, it takes some effort, but you can walk through them pretty unharmed and walk up to this protective wall.
Right, it's like a wall.
Yeah, this is like this wall around it is about maybe 5 foot high, and this central column goes up to the ceiling.
And it's glowing like
you can see most of it.
The entire column's glowing, I assume.
Sure.
The entire column is glowing green. The electrical discharges are only happening like underneath the perimeter of the wall.
And what are my scans telling me?
Yeah, I mean, as you approach these sentinel robots, eye you warily, but unless you take any particularly aggressive action, they don't seem to care.
Yeah, definitely not.
You can give me a difficulty 5, intellect scanning roll, whatever you would like to.
I would offer assistance, but I think it'd probably be making it harder.
Yeah, so that's going to be identifying objects, probably perception for 2 assets and another asset in the survey equipment. So 3, right?
Yep. Yeah, so that would bring it down to 2 difficulty.
Yeah, that should be good enough, I think. I think effort is 3 by default, right?
3, and then every subsequent effort is 2.
Okay.
Yeah, so first level is 3, the rest are 2. Or in your case, 2, and then... Well, it only reduces from the total, not each one. So, yeah.
Oh, okay. From the total, not each one efforts. Okay.
Yeah. Success. You are able to identify this as kind of like a storm drain for plasma infusion reactions. Like, you imagine if the station was under heavy load or the engines were firing at full effect, then this would probably be depowered. But while it's cruising and coasting, you can tell that this is where they bleed off excess engine energy. presumably goes to fill capacitors, but then there's only so much that they can absorb, and excess engine reactive components and energy that they can't harness for one reason or another comes out here. You can see that the inner walls, if you manage to like peek over at the other side, where the electrical and otherwise reactives are happening against the wall, there are patches of what you can detect as kind of rare and exotic metals.
Ooh.
Nothing of any significant quantity, but like you find, cadmium, chromium, you find complex metals are being
Raw
Right.
industrial
Okay.
copper.
3D
Yes.
printed onto the wall.
So it seems our friends here are sucking on an exhaust pipe of the whole planet. And
That is an apt
make-
metaphor, yeah.
and making quite a living at it.
I mean, they're getting. I guess they're going in the literal sense of that.
Yeah, how aren't they like dying from all sorts of radiation poisoning here? Or
I don't think that you can discern any particular reason. In fact, I think you could presume that anyone spent any significant quantity of time around this thing would become would without an environmental suit would face hazards. Yeah. These these lights are issuing a warning saying,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah, anyone who spent any significant amount of time near this thing without protection would probably discover new types of cancer, yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
Let's
What's Portly Gentleman's character name? Or
Ziegler.
Ziegler. So yeah, I am going to like give a friendly shout to Ziegler. You're human, right? Or no?
Well, yes, but we're not of the same breed, if you know what I mean.
Okay. I am gonna shout. I think if you want your sperm count in the upper digits, you probably want to roll back to where we are.
You can't tell me what to do. I stand there defiantly.
I mean, it's not my style at all to tell anyone what to do. I just give suggestions and tell them what the options are.
Yeah, but Ziegler takes that as an insult because it's Ziegler.
Yeah. Your suit, like your AR display that you have in one eye, and like your suit feedbacks are all going a bit like fuzzy from interference.
I don't know if Ziegler actually knows.
Ziegler.
What?
If we go check out the other compound, that means we have more time to go check out the industrial area when we solve this, and we can sell your.
Ziegler sort of grunts to make out that he's not actually that fussed, but internally he's ecstatic about the idea of going to the industrial zone. So he sort of plods behind Cinch. I like how Cinch is becoming this Ziegler whisperer.
The sun's getting low, big guy.
Cinch just has a thing for robots. So like anything kind of robotic. Soft spot in her heart.
Ziegler's got a lot of cybernetics, so yeah.
It's not so bad.
What are you all doing? Currently, you're stood around this central portion while Fidey is gathering information about this exhaust vent.
I'm just waiting for him to finish so we can head to the other gangs encampment. I want to see if we can convince them to we don't want them to know. Them knowing we're neutral is a bad thing. It's the one thing that Cinch really sure of, because grew up in a crime heavy area, so she wants to go and pretend that she's on the other gang side too, so they can gather actual information.
Yeah, we're the info gathering stage, I think. Yeah. I assume there's nothing additionally too odd about like the fusion exhaust pipe. It is what they say it is, and they're able to siphon off extra energy from it and get extra tumors from it as well.
Yeah, you, from your knowledge of just scientific analysis and scanning this thing, it seems to be what they told you is fairly accurate. They presumably scrape off the exotic metals and either sell them or use them in electronics construction or whatever. They bleed off excess energy. They use all parts of this bison.
Okay, that's unhealthy but efficient.
Yeah, at least on that front, they appear to be pretty honest.
Cool.
Perfect.
So yeah, the
As you
other
turn back
guys are
around,
delivering. Oh,
you definitely see that a lot of the people in like the crowds are glancing over to you like they should not be going near that. And occasionally you do see people with the distinctive curved blade on their hip, but they're not really paying you any attention. They're going about their own lives.
and it's not really concerned for help. We're impinging on turf. That's a look of concern as far as we can read it, right?
That could be an interpretation, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, I guess we're either going to do Ziegler's deal and going to the industrial district, or maybe I'm not sure if I'm remembering, or we're just going straight to the belligerent HQ.
Ziegler's been convinced by Sinch to go wherever Sinch decided, because there was mention of going to the industrial district at some point. So
we'll go there after. We'll go there after where no one's gonna get killed. Once everything's solved, then we have money.
Ziegler's just sort of grunting, but internally very, very excited about the idea.
It's kind of like I'm just kind of like wiggle my finger at Ziegler and start heading in the direction of the.
Where did you get all that copper ore?
You don't want to know, mate.
I mean, I just asked, which indicates that I do, and I actually do want to know.
Well, you see, I went to the I forgot the TGI. Sorry, I forget the name of the station.
TGI station.
TCGI. TCGI. TTGI station. TTGI station.
Yeah.
And I went to the industrial district to get myself some equipment, you know? This salesperson sold me on the idea that they could craft me a jetpack from this raw industrial copper, so I bought 150 tons of it. You know how it is.
She's gonna look at Ziegler. It's like, how many jetpacks do you want?
Just the one, but they said that I could turn it into a jetpack. I'm not going to argue with the sales representative that wouldn't dare lie to me, would they?
Mm-hmm. Well, lie is a strong word. I don't think anyone's going to lie to you. But there's an element that sounds like it may have gotten.
It's working out well for me now. Me and Biscuity have got our own Dimmerite skim going, making tons of cash.
How did Biscuity get the photos I sent him? Nattering as we're walking.
Unfortunately. See, stop speaking at this point. He goes red.
As grey pale as you are to bright red is pretty impressive.
Yes, I am. I am scarlet red now. Yes.
It's just like wander down, looking for this place.
Between Ziegler's blades, shoulder blades, as you walk in front of him, is a piece of chewing gum that he hasn't been able to remove for quite some time.
That's Biscuity's job, I think. And I haven't seen him for a bit.
Aww. Take it on.
As you're making your way following the street signs, you are able to make your way to it's called the Sky Rail. It's interstation transit system, and you can hop on the Sky Rail and then head to. You go. The route is you stop at several stations along the way. People get on and off. It's a overhead monorail system, so the train cars are running on tracks that are above them. And you get onto it, and then there's a few stops in the Eon Ring, and then you go through the heart, and then you find yourself going through stops at the Arcos Ring. You can get off wherever you want. I think as you're getting on, there's a ticket collector, and as he goes to ask you for tickets, looks over, and there's a small woman with a curved blade who just shakes her head slowly at him, and he lets you on without paying.
I pat this woman on the head as we walk past.
No, you cannot. She's out of reach.
Oh.
Where can I get one of those?
Become a cutter, presumably. Yeah, you can make your way onto the Sky Rail, and then it's up to you where you go from there. You're on the metro.
I assumed we were going to wherever this camp was, right? Or were we going somewhere else?
Yeah, closest stop to the camp, probably.
You have two locations that you're aware of. You have William Arcodia's house that you saw on the news, and you have this extra legal organization's compound that you were given, a gang compound that you were given directions to.
Oh, I assumed we were going to the compound, but it's up to these two. I mean, Ziegel's literally just following Cinch because of false promises at this point, but...
Yeah, so it's up to the group. Where are you going?
I think we go try crazy with William first. One might be a little better at first, and then head to the compound.
Yeah,
Did we lose somebody?
It's Friday
We lost somebody. Fighting's in the audience, according to my phone.
Oh no.
Nope. Need to invite Fighter to speak again. So that's one vote for the compound, one vote for William's house. 5D deciding vote.
Can you hear me at all?
Yep.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, so I'll be off on my phone for this point.
Okay.
Well, what are the two choices I've been missing? The HQ and what's the other choice?
William, the house that you saw on the news is the other location of interest that you might want to go to. I mean, you can go wherever you want. You can go to the supermarket. You can find out if they have a theme park or go there. But you can do what you want. But at least in terms of mission locations, those are the two places that you've got information for.
Yeah, I feel like house is probably a bit more low key, and we're still in the information gathering phase. So, my vote is for that.
Oh, yeah. You get off at the appropriate stop, and you note that everyone on the carriage who was wearing a curved blade, which I think was only the woman who nodded to get you one for free, got off at the heart. Didn't actually keep on traveling towards the Arcos Ring.
There's like zero crossover for them.
You haven't. Yeah, as you get off and look around, you don't see any Eonite cutters in the Arcos Ring. Yeah.
They've been cut out of the location.
Yeah. It's a great dad joke.
Yeah. So as you get off the Sky Rail here, you note that it looks very similar to the Eon Ring, just much newer and kind of smaller and more cramped. You see that the lush green landscape here is even more covering. There are, as you get out, you see the center of every street lined by houses and skyscrapers, and you can see the faint curve to the geometry as you're on a ring that uses centrifugal force to generate gravity. You can see it curving off in either direction. You can see that the center of each street is thick with natural environments varying from like tropical jungle to temperate forest to colder what's the word for it? Arboreal? Boreal?
Yes.
You see environments of various types and of various biomes lining the sides of the street. Everywhere you look is just greenery and various natural environments between the houses and the footways.
Well, Healy, you got the address for William. Lead the way.
Following what you saw on the news, you can make your way over to where you saw, and as you approach, it's a squat, kind of orange-ready building, which has large windows, but they're all currently boarded over with, not boarded over, but they have blinds. And you see on the front steps there is an individual wearing, looks to be like, in any other context, a ceremonial military uniform. Gold pipping on the shoulders, epaulets, double-breasted with gold buttons along the front. It's a vivid crimson red. And the individual is sat on the front step of this house, smoking some kind of respiratory drug, like a cigarette or a vapor, something like that.
And it's not the same man we saw in the news. He was sitting on the.
No. This is a much younger individual, although similar features. You can probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna take the wad of gum on his back and sort of hand it to him and say, "Go fighting."
But
Just.
what else am I gonna do?
I'm gonna stand there, and you look pretty, and you're gonna say stuff. Maybe look a little bit intimidating, but no fighting.
Okay. Zig was very disappointed.
Make your way over.
Yeah.
Okay. As you approach, the young man gets up, stands, takes a long drag on whatever's in his hand, blows out a puff of smoke, which smells sickly sweet, almost like honey. Puts it in his pocket and extends his hand, smoothing down his bright red uniform. And whoever's first up, he'll extend his hand to them. He goes, "You must be from the Penumbra."
Do we stand out that much?
You have bright pink hair. No one in Arcosia has bright pink hair.
No, I don't. Responding as if he was addressing me for some reason. Or Ziegler, sorry.
You are 17 feet tall. This is not good for the compact. You see how small the ceilings are. You would not live comfortably here.
Anything about me?
You fit in. You fit in perfectly. You look around and you see, yeah, there are university students, professors, people with sensor equipment. You do look like a native.
Self.
Yeah. The ascent would be at home on the Arcos ring.
Yeah, I imagine like there has been a fairly even less of an adjustment period that I would usually have.
Sort of.
You are here to you answered our call for help. I know we got in touch with Greenie and he said that agents would be coming soon.
Well, it's a good thing we stand out. Yes, we are here to help.
I presumed that you would see this on the news and you would come here first. Of course,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
where else would you go?
Exactly. So what is we have seen that you're the new gang, but what is the nature of the conflict?
You're a gang?
Extra legal.
We are not extra legal. We are not a gang. We are legitimate business people here on the Arco String. We are, air quotes, new, I guess, compared to those thugs, the cutters. But we have as much a claim to this place as they do. We are legitimate business people.
And what is the nature of the business?
The nature of the business is buying and selling. Import, export, the blood flow of society.
What are you
Ingirid is a great place for it.
It is, exactly. Ingirid has many needs, especially the institution here. We know how to make narcolium.
kind of like look at.
Is this something we would actually know about?
From context clues, you can assume it to be some kind of research compound.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah.
This is all you do.
I need to like find out more material science. Like these things keep coming up, and geology does not quite cut it.
I think, Fide, you've read enough research papers to know that narcolium is an agent that's often used in biological research. It is, it's like the equivalent of an agar jelly plate. Narcolium is used often in developing bacteria, or it can be used in like IVF, in like artificial growing environments. It's it's a nutrient rich gaseous compound.
So very in demand here with their like life support stuff.
Sure, yeah.
And
It'd
more general.
be good to make plants grow. It's probably an application in human consumption as well.
What does it? You know, I heard about it, but I never tasted any. I heard the taste was odd.
You would like to try, and offers you the electronic stick in his hand.
Oh yeah, definitely. I take one and do you chew it? Do you lick it? I chew and lick it as I ask.
do not slobber over my device. You inhale it.
Gas, yes, right. That would do it, wouldn't it?
Yes, it would.
Okay.
Yes.
Close one nostril and snort it right up.
Yeah. As it enters your lungs, it's a really weird sensation. Your stomach feels full, like you've just had a full meal.
This is strangely sating.
Yes, narcolium. I mean, mainly for research purposes, but you know. It is not harmful. It helps. It is natural. It is a natural compound. You know.
I raise my eyebrows there and I kind of look at
anyway,
to see
you probably are aware of my father, William. I am Robert Arcosia. A big wink.
Yes, we are very aware of this.
So, down to business, as I am a businessman like my father. I need you to kill as many Eonite cutters as you can and give us control over the vent. The Eon Ring deserves new ownership. We look after it better than they do. Those thugs oppress the people. We will merely supply them with the goodwill of the belligerents.
What I'm assuming is a comfortable profit for you.
Can I ask?
Hey,
like,
you cannot blame me for making profit. I am businessman. Everyone makes profit.
No. I admire your entrepreneurial spirit.
Thank you.
speaking of entrepreneurship, if you just help me like square this little strange detail, as a business, marketing yourself as belligerents seems like an odd choice. Could you expound on that? Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of good reasoning that went into it.
I do not think it translates well into the common tongue. Belligerent is not entirely accurate. It means striving for success, being one's own man. You know, it's taking control of your own destiny, which is what we do. We do not rely on others. The Arcos belligerent is someone who is self-motivated. You see, it is not conflict inherently, although you come into conflict with people standing up for yourself, obviously, but
Oh, that makes so much more sense. I always get described as being belligerent, and I'm all of those things.
you are incredibly belligerent, big man. I'm proud of you.
That's just tries hard not to laugh.
Is
So
he
your
on
dad-
day release?
It's so you and your dad will be running the whole station, and you're happy with that?
Oh, we don't want the whole station. The Amelhart Institute, they do a fine job. We just want as much as we can have. It is a modest ambition to control 2 of the 3 rings. At least the hearts and minds of the people. We will not make trouble. We will make money.
So skirted question. Does the gaseous substance have a narcotic effect?
Does it? I'm like questioning myself as much as him. Like, really, does it?
I haven't been watching your ass start acting high.
He looks almost offended and goes, "Whoever would misuse narcolium for brief pleasure is an absolute thug. Did the cutters tell you that that's what it's for? Because that's what they would use it for. Absolute Philistines, no matter what they say about their association with the Institute."
So, what effects am I feeling? Can I really even notice or no?
Because no yet.
Yeah, you don't really feel any emotional effect, and like I said, the physical effect is you feel like you ate something rather than inhaled something.
Weird.
Like any amount of gnawing hunger that you had is just gone. You feel completely full.
Okay.
Not uncomfortably so. You just feel like satisfied.
Okay. Yeah, it's like a little bit weird, but it's not exactly like something you'd classify as a super addictive street drug. At least not from what I experienced in the last 3 minutes, which means which in the Sen terms at least is entirely enough data to like form conclusions on.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, if you experiment with it, if you hold your breath, you find that you can hold your breath for a significant. You don't feel the discomfort of not breathing for a significant amount of time.
Interesting.
So
and is that like is that on the sense or on the actual physiology? Do I actually not need to breathe for that much time, or do I grow purple or something? if I I guess
I don't think that you know.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah. And then eels full, but is that just a sensory thing, or is he actually like is the stuff nutritious enough to actually sustain him?
I mean, what is reality? I mean, you could probably ask a you could ask a scientist and find out, but I don't think you have the information to know currently.
Probably not.
Yeah. I mean, perception is what you make of it. What do you think?
Thank you so much for skirting the issue as much as you are. Absolutely adorable.
I think Ziegler's now going through other words that have been used to describe him. Like, what's the meaning of brute then? If belligerents call these positive attributes, what's that? That's this son of the.
You mean ancient et tu brute of what?
Yeah, the word I get described as brute a lot, and
Yeah, you are a friend of a powerful leader.
This is all making sense.
Yeah, brute, mythical figure.
I'm like mentally taking notes how to whisper more. You know what I would just love is a door facility. I'm presuming you have a compound where all of this business happens. That would be wonderful to see.
Facility. We have ships. We have import export. We have small businesses. Laundromat if you want your clothes cleaned. We help maintain the ecology. I mean, I don't know what you are wanting a tour of. Like,
and it's kind of like. Show them the address that we were given by the Tethers. So what's this place?
Where the fuck did you get this?
You pay me to know what's going on. So I know what's going on.
You should not be investigating us. You should be investigating and bringing to an end the prosecution of the cutters.
Now you see, what we've done here was getting paid by both sides, so we're playing both sides so we don't lose.
Why would you tell me that? If you're playing both sides, why would you tell me that?
Precisely.
I know that you are not the most intelligent of individuals, so I'm going to give your compatriots the benefit of the doubt and not call a junta on your head right now. Is this true? Are you working for the cutters?
We're not working.
I mean, you're definitely our clear favorite so far.
So far.
Just sitting there thinking how she can salvage this.
I mean, it all kind of went downhill after you promised to kill us. Would you like to recount on that?
Not to kill us.
I mean, I didn't like the implication. I didn't like the threat. I liked him a lot before. I think they're great people. I think they're doing a great business. I just don't like threats.
Listen, I am not threatening you. I am telling you, if you go against us, you are our enemy and we will fight. I don't know who will die, but it will be one of us.
We're no one's enemy yet. We're no one's enemy yet.
But as I'm hearing, you're not also our friend yet. I thought that this was a done deal.
That's very polite of you.
Well, you want control of the whole station.
No, we want control of the vent. They misuse the materials from it. We would use it in a responsible manner.
I've seen a little bit of their operation there, and I kind of get what you mean, but would you mind elaborating on that? How are they misusing the vent?
They use their energy for themselves. They grow fat on the fear of the people. You've seen how they restrict access to resources for the people there. We would give it all freely for a price.
They grow all the greenery that we see around there for the people.
Well, look at ours. It's more impressive. We do this here.
Can I've done scans. I've done scans of the thing, right? I don't know what the expected needs are, but is it possible that there's like enough vents to go around for everybody, and they're just like having a turf war because they can?
I mean, as in the way of most gang conflict, they're having a turf war over probably power more than anything else. Yeah, is probably a reasonable. The vent is a proxy for control.
Yeah.
The vent if the vent itself didn't exist, they would probably be fighting over something else. Like,
Okay. So the cutters weren't correct in their assessments in that it's all about the event. It's just like a nice encapsulation of a locus of the conflict. Is that right?
yeah, like from the information that you've from speaking to both of them, yeah, that's a reasonable interpretation.
Okay, so like trying to resolve it by divvying up property rights to the vent in some equitable fashion is like is that at all a reasonable line of inquiry or no?
You asking me or asking him?
I'm not asking him because I already have a sense of what his answer would be. I'm asking you in the sense, is there anything in my data? I'm also asking you in the sense of, is this something I should be spending like a session time on?
Oh, right. There is definitely non-combat solutions. Like them fighting is not inevitable. Like, it's theoretical that you could resolve this with diplomacy somehow. Yeah.
Maybe with a different party.
Maybe. I'm not gonna. Yeah, I mean, you can try and resolve this like any way you want. Like, I'm not. Yeah.
I mean, Ziegler is here. Okay, so I guess since this is something I thought of, like, can I estimate like the rough power output of the rough power, like extra material output of the exhaust pipe?
Sorry, say that again.
Can my question to our colleague next is going to be what their power needs are, or give or take, like given their level of industry and so on. And I'm kind of doing mental math in my head as Fadi as to whether or not it's feasible for it to be supported with enough access for the cutters to go around so they can still like profit.
That's up to the cutters and the belligerents if they're okay with having half of the profit from the vent.
I mean, they might.
If the vent didn't exist, everyone would still have enough power to go around. Like, it's excess, right? So it's
right. Yep. Okay, so it's not a need at all. Okay.
Yeah, it's not a need. It's a big want.
Big want. Okay. Okay. So that's not a line of thought that we need to pursue. I guess the other one would be. Okay, I'm doing all this. I'm like lost in thought. I'm doing mental calculations and graphing this out. I'm gonna let someone else have lead the conversation for a bit.
While you're saying, it turns to Cinch. Who did you speak to in the cutters, by the way? Well, I am contemplating whether or not I should be asking Greenie for a refund.
Well, I think he said his dad was in charge. Like I tried to vaguely pretend that I don't know the name, and we didn't have really
Wait, refund? Why don't we ever get an advance?
You spoke to Gionel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was his name.
I see.
We didn't so much speak to him as he waltzed up to us and tried to intimidate us in his old, very flamboyant manner. A little not quite appreciative of that either.
Yes, Gionel can be quite flamboyant.
I pick up on the wording, but he seems so nice. After kind of like you. I don't think you actually can hear this.
Of all the cutters, Gionel is the least objectionable. I will say that much. He's much better than his father. Much better than my father. They're belligerent goats, both of them.
I know. Parents are the worst, aren't they?
Like,
You should see the logs from my.
This next generation will not make the same mistakes that they have. I'll tell you that much.
Well, what are the mistakes the dads have made?
It is not my father William. You've seen him on the news, although he does not like me calling him by his first name. You know, Sir, Father, Grand High Overlord of the Arcos Belligerents. One day he will be gone and I will be him. That is all I focus on.
But do you want to be him, or do you want to be you?
Surprisingly philosophical for a mercenary.
I have many skills.
I am starting to see that.
Kind of like play with the veil. So, what do you see as your future for this business? You,
of course, I see it.
Not your dad.
I see in the immediate future, obviously, we will crush the cutters with or without your help, and then we will continue to expand and enrich the lives of everyone on the Ingirid rings.
But what about your friend Jerino?
Yeah, who said he was my friend?
I just, sorry. You're right. Very big assumption. But he did mention your name. That's why we need to come here.
Jainel talked about me.
No. He also may have mentioned that objection.
I see. Interesting. It does not matter, because Arosh, that is his father, in case you are aware. Arosh Eon, the pig-headed man who is running the Eon ring and making this all difficult. Arosh will not release his iron grip. Well, I should say his curved blade grip, whose cutters and their knives, they do so love symbology.
Cinch backs up just a little bit, starting to get, inkling the real problem. Just kind of whisper past. Parents are just the worst.
You know, we could go and have Ziegler have a little bit of input regarding this whole father issue.
Oh, you want to send Ziegler to kill Arash? I assume Ziegler is the big man in what I assume to be. Is that Starlit pattern armor? I think I've seen that on the Strike Fleet.
Yes, I am a holy knight on my crusade.
Oh, good. Set your Arash Eon. He is heretic. Go kill.
Heretic, you say?
Yes, the cutters, they all believe that the path in the Starlit Court, they spit on them. Go kill.
You may have convinced me. Especially after all these compliments you paid me earlier.
Yes, my belligerent friend.
Wait, thank you. You two are belligerent. Point me in the direction I will kill.
If you wouldn't want your friend Jaranol to get hurt, would you?
Jayanel will be fine. I will. Never mind.
Now, what if you two could? Ignoring your fathers. They're old. Parents are old. They're out of touch.
I have not spoken to Jayanel once in my life.
But what if you could?
I have no desire to speak to Jayanel. I've never met him. I do not want to meet him. He is enemy.
But you said he was objectionable.
Why are we even talking about this?
Well, mostly I want to leave with money. That's why. And
Cinch, can you make intellect check difficulty 4?
Is there anything I have? Can I use an effort to make that lower?
Oh, you can spend 3 points. I think assessing the situation helps here as well.
Okay.
Just looking at your skills.
Stop going. Stop going. So, did I do it?
You did. You get the distinct impression that he is lying when he says he's never spoken to Gianel and never met Gianel.
Just kind of saunter up and kind of give a sidelong look to my partner. Stay quietly. Yes. There's probably get you two together. If that's what you.
I didn't quite catch that.
Oh, I just want to whisper. There's probably a way we can end this quietly. Leave you two together. Parents are old. And out of touch. And if they're the ones causing this, maybe you two can end it.
Give me another difficulty 4 intellect roll.
Can I use anything like?
This is so that he takes this well. Sorry. This is so that he takes it well and is not offended by your implication. Is there anything that you have that would apply to that?
I could make it worse if you'd like.
No.
I could explain it was a belligerent midway through.
Let's see. Navigating. You know what? I'm finding the way to a peaceful situation where we help both gangs out.
It's a good attempt, but find the way applies when you apply effort to a navigation task. I don't think it helps in persuasion.
And we're navigating a situation.
Navigating a delicate emotional situation.
I mean, you could apply effort again to reduce it down to difficulty 3, but other than that...
Try another effort.
Yeah. Yes. All right. So, speaking to you quietly and turning like his back to the others, ushering you round, goes, "Look, between you and me, person who has wants and needs, and mercenary who knows what it's like to be on your own. Presumably, I'm assuming a lot about you. We just met, but you know, you are the type."
I comfortingly put my arm on his shoulder, like I understand.
Well, the Cutters are my enemy, but Gianel is not. We could, if it weren't for our fathers, I feel that we could come to a more amicable arrangement than conflict. Do not tell William. Do not tell father that I speak to a cutter. He will ironically cut me.
Yes. Your secret is safe. And
Be.
Even if you didn't have the power to business me out of existence, this is not something I would spread around.
You know, speaking about business, I've just ran these numbers, and it feels like the thing that you're fighting for is in so much excess that you could easily share it. So whatever this fight is about, it's not so much about business, is it? It's a lot more about local pride. Is that right? Am I getting things
The
wrong?
lion and the tiger sharing the same carcass. No.
I mean, if it's a very big carcass, maybe if you kill like 20 elephants or like a whale.
Lion and tiger killing a whale?
Tiger swim, tiger swim, tiger swim, tiger swim.
Theoretically, okay, I don't know if I'm the lion or the tiger or whatever, or whales, elephants. I shouldn't have made this analogy. No, we don't want to share.
You could buy some scuba gear, and get it to dive.
We are confident in our ability to prosecute this conflict against the enemy. We do not need to come to an understanding when we are so clearly going to win. It may cost us a few lives, but lives can be bought. Look, more lives with narcolium, quite literally.
And what will that do to a very proud cutter friend of yours?
And shoot you, I look like. You said you were going to talk about that. I do not have any cutter friends.
All right. Well. We're just like sort of look at.
Oh, okay. Well, do you mind if you conference for a bit, and can we talk to your father after that? Could you direct us to him?
Yes, I suppose that's why I was here anyway. Turns and knocks on the door. And it creaks open, and you see the man from the news. Goes, "Oh, they're finally arrived, have they?" "Yes, father, they are here. I will, respectfully, sir, I will leave them and go about my duties." "All right, as you wish." And yeah, Robert will saunter off and leave you with William still on the doorstep, peeking his head round, his flattened boxes, prominent nose pointed in your direction. "You are here. Are the cutters dead yet?"
Not yet. We were just talking and trying to get the lay of the land to be as most effective as our task as possible. And pursuing that, could we inquire about your knowledge about the situation at hand?
I have not looked at it much myself. My people are dealing with it. We have a problem in the Eon Ring, as I understand it. Something or another that the cutters own. We will take everything that they have.
And do you need everything that you have? Is this like a business thing, or do you just like want a lot of things? We're just trying to think about in terms of your future claim, so we could focus our energies on that, if you may.
I do not understand this line of discussion. I've hired you for a job. Go finish the cutters and then we will talk.
Well, here's the thing. Finishing the cutters, there's like quite a few heads around, and we feasibly the three of us can't just go around get all of them. So we're trying to isolate the key areas where removing cutters would be most relevant, and we're trying to figure out where those would be, and that's why we're asking for your input. What are the claims that you want for?
Look, you talk too much. Arash Eon, head of cutters. Go kill him, go kill Gianel, go kill the whole Eon family, and then the rest of the cutters will run like the rats that they are. Just go. Kill them. Or kill them, get them off station, just get them out of my sight. I do not care. They can live, their lives are meaningless to me. They are in the way of my bottom line.
Your son seems so much more passionate about getting rid of them than you do.
My son is a passionate individual. I will take that out of him before he is a man.
Do you mind if we just conference, if we do a little bit of a huddle and go back to you?
Yes. Do your thing. Talking weird Penumbra can't. Whatever you choose. I can speak in my native tongue too. Go, whatever.
Thank you. You're very
Kids are the
gracious.
worst. Kids are the worst. Kids are the worst. Kids are the worst, aren't they?
Ingirid just salutes and says, "Thank you, your belligerency."
I just kind of like.
Say
I just
it
kind of
again. Sorry, I missed that.
I think salutes and says, "Thank you, your belligerency."
See, this is respect that I can appreciate. Thank you, my rather large. What are you even doing here? You lost from the strike fleet, Sir Knight.
I'm part of the Penumbra network. Here to
You
justice.
see new things every day. A knight who is in Penumbra. Honestly, what will they think of next?
Well, hopefully more guns.
Oh, if you want more guns, go up to the institute. They will find a way to make a new gun for you if that's what you want.
What do you mean, new gun?
I mean, new gun. It is a research institute. Although I am mostly familiar with the biological wing, I am sure there is weapons manufacturing. They do everything on Ingirid.
They say
maybe the Olivine belt will be more appropriate for weapons. I don't know.
They say manufacture a gun to shoot ammunition if I were to provide it.
Well, is this ammunition smaller people? What are you talking about? Guns shoot projectiles or energy in very rare cases, although maybe less rare at the Institute.
Julius Patton stub gun.
Julius Patton what?
No.
Stub gun? It shoots stubs? What is a stub?
Don't start belittling the Julius Patton stub gun. This is a relic of our house. So
yes, I am starting to think that you are a relic of your house too. No wonder you're in the Penumbra instead of on the giant fleet of knights over there.
Eagle literally just starts growling and staring at him.
You're all right, big guy. I'm very scared of you. No, what's going on? Presumably you've been talking in that time, so I'll let you have that discussion.
Well, I guess, yeah. Would possibly be nice to have Ziegler in this as well, but...
Yeah, go for it. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, table talk.
Table talk, yeah. So, I don't know, the obvious choice, the quote-unquote obvious choice here is like to just kill the two fathers and then the question mark, profit.
Just kill the two fathers. Or we could tell the two sons that we need backup for the fight and just take them to a secret location and let them hash it out.
I think as Feige says, kill the two fathers, Ziegler's not actually going to take any affirmative action, but he pulls his shotgun out and starts loading it.
Because all the shells are gone from you threatening people with clicking it.
Oh yeah.
That's just a trail of unspent ammunition.
Throughout this, I've been reloading and unloading my shot.
So the main choice I think is should we try to resolve it in a way that will be somehow a little bit not fully violent, or rather, do we back aside at all, because that seems like, in a sense, the safest choice. We get our half, we collect some scalps and move on, or do we try to get both sides? In which case, killing both fathers is fun, and we should probably do it, but might not get us the full payout because we killed both of your fathers, now pay up. May not be wrong technicality. Yeah, the best strategy.
No, if we're gonna kill a gang lord in their territory, we're not getting out easily. Easily. I still say we get the sons together because like might be able to do something. But then maybe we just get the sons to kill their own dads. We still get double the payout.
Is there like a third gang that we could sick both of these two on by any chance?
We are the third.
Like there's like so far there's one gang per region. Maybe there's like a third gang in the third region in the industry one. Just sick them both on that one somehow. Kill. They probably have some signature weapon. Get that signature weapon. Kill both fighters with the signature weapon. Briefly think about how convoluted your plan is becoming, but ignore it, and then.
My plan. You're the magical third gang, and my plan is convoluted.
No. I was making fun of myself. I was. This is what I usually do. Is there by any chance a third gang? Are there any more NPCs that we need to introduce?
Presumably, there is an infinite number of smaller and less significant gangs on the station. If you want to find unaligned thugs, you can definitely probably find thugs for hire or for persuasion or for whatever. But
I mean, again, we are the thugs for hire.
Yeah, exactly.
we are the.
If you want to go down a route of finding a third gang to help you, I mean, they'll be weaker than both of the gangs, but you certainly can.
Fund the third gang to take over and kill these other two gangs.
We're not so much looking for help, so much as looking like for someone to take the heat of possibly for all the father murders, but also possibly just generally.
You can certainly try to use the phrase.
I think like Cinch's plan is so far the one that promises the most payout. So let's go with that. And if failing that, I think we just pick a gang and kill the other one. Just keep it relatively simple.
What was Cinch's plan? Sorry.
Cinch's plan.
Let me know as players what your plan of action is.
I think we need to give a white lie to each one of the sons, we're going to meet here to assassinate somebody. We need not everyone just you. Quiet backup, and just bring both the sons to a neutral ground and see what happens with those two.
Sure.
Yeah, that works for me.
All right.
I
Before we go to break, what do you tell Jai and Alan? What do you tell Robert? Like, you have presumably their contact information, or you can find them somehow. What's the white lie that you say to get them together?
Before we move on, I do want to hear Ziegler's input just in what he wants to do.
I mean, Ziegler pretty much been taken with the idea with this guy talking about the Institute manufacturing a gun, and he's got one or two Julius Patton stub gun rounds on him because he always takes them around with him. So all Ziegler really wants to do is go to this industrial zone and try and buy a gun. At this point, he's sort of lost interest in the actual gang warfare and so on.
They keep the ammo on like a chain around his neck or something like that.
Oh, we can have the meet at the institute where they manufacture the guns. Just like kill it, like just get a really big boulder and kill many birds.
Yeah. Just so it's not a failure of my communication. So you get the intent of what the characters were saying. He was saying the Institute is like a big university/scientific facility. Presumably they have some weapons research, the lesser manufacturing and more research.
Yes, I understand that, but as the characters interpret that as them having a Julius Patton stub gun immediately.
Yeah. I presumed so, but I was saying, like, you're not going to walk in and find a gun factory. You might find a PhD student that you can bully into making a gun for you, but...
So if we tell them Sencha's gonna excite
and
Ziegler
say, "We're gonna have
and
the
say,
meet.
we're
In the
gonna have the
industrial
meet
zone.
in the industrial zone, in a neutral spot in the industrial zone.
Just
When
as a reminder,
Ziegler-
you all need
Ziegler-
breathers to go to the industrial zone.
Well, didn't we all get them?
So,
Well, didn't
Which
we all
I think
get
you
them?
all have. Ziegler has an environment suit. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So and then Ziegler can try offselling his copper somewhere, and we
I
can
think
manipulate the two
The plan is to turn all of them into bullets. All of it.
Ziegler doesn't actually get involved in the mission. He's just sort of there and then shoots at people.
He wants his jetpack. That's his mission.
The mission is getting his gun, but
I thought your mission was getting your copper unloaded so someone can make it.
that's the mission. His primary objective is getting this gun.
Okay. I think that's the sort of the plan.
I wouldn't question it.
All right. Cool. So the plan, the plan is, you send a message to Gianel and Robert saying, "Hey, we've chosen your side to come to the industrial zone."
Yes. Come alone. It's a quiet assassination mission.
Okay.
So neither one of them brings
Come to this secluded place by yourself. We've got an assassination mission.
It's not.
You tell
Okay,
them.
I don't think of it.
You tell them specifically to come by themselves.
Because we want to keep it quiet. We don't want to turn it into a huge turf war. We just want to get together. The funds to get together.
Okay, I see. Right. What we'll do is we'll take our break here. Come back in 10 minutes, so 35 past the hour, and we'll resume.
Tired of eating the same old food? Come to Kartakuk and experience our delectable cuisine. Most of our amazing dishes don't handle interstellar transport and can only be enjoyed planet-side. Like our swirl boiled bread, a rich dense loaf made of coral and seaweed. Warmly toasted and paired with sea honey, it makes a delicious morning treat. While coated with coralillo, it serves as a tasty appetizer or delightful snack. Or try the Kartakuk medley, a mouth-watering entree traditionally made with a variety of fresh seafood that's cooked under the starlight, glazed with sea honey, and served piping hot in a crab shell. Come for a visit. Your taste buds will thank you. Feeling a little stressed? Want to relax? Come to Kartakuk. We've got everything you need.
BBTV anchor Xavier Storges here. Chaz, based on the most recent poll of BBTV's loyal viewers, you've won the award of the most popular reporter. Do you have anything you'd like to tell your loyal fans?
As a multiple award-winning journalist, it is always humbling to hear people enjoying my reports. So thank you to my millions of loyal fans. It takes a lot of hard work and integrity to make these reports at such a high standard, and I am so very lucky to have a team that exemplifies both of these traits. I want to thank my team directly, Khaled Fai, Trey Grin, Goo17, and my sources who will of course remain anonymous. I would not be here if it was not for my friend L. Calbrecht, who always believed in me and inspired me. And lastly, I want to thank our corporate sponsors at New Eden Make, whose funding has allowed us to take our broadcast to all new levels. Again, thank you all so much.
So, we cut back in, roll ads. This time it's an advert for a shortcake company that operate in the west of the sector. Slammin' Shortbread, I think the name is. I can't remember exactly. But we fade in from that advertisement, and we cut to we see Gianel in his kind of in his grey poncho hoodie. He has his curved blade out. He's got a rebreather mask over the bottom half of his face, and noxious gas is breathing in and then breathing out again in big plumes. We see him walking through what looks to be like a landfill trash heap. We see big piles of rubble, and he's walking on compacted trash. And as he turns a corner between two piles of rubble, we see the three of you stood with Robert, and we cut to his arrival. All right, hang on. What's going on?
We've been expecting you. Said Seeker in a really unusual for his character tone.
Yeah, Gianel looks very confused. And Robert, who stood there with you, was, what is going on here? I thought it was just us. Gianel, what is... Yeah. And both those look very confused and wait for you to explain.
I'm not sure if there's much to add to this, other than just like...
Yeah, I think I'm kind of waiting for Cinch to lead the way on this.
Cinch is the social mastermind here.
Because if not, I'm just gonna start spotting bullshit. It's like, well, we brought you here so you'd help us assassinate each other.
Yeah. Flutter, are you here? Uh-oh.
Ooh.
Yeah. Rejoining. Okay.
Okay, that's good then.
Did that work?
Technical gremlins. Hello, yes, that worked.
There you go.
Yeah.
There we go. It's fun. I'm kind of like walk up behind gentle hip check towards Consider how horrible your parents are. Maybe it would be better if the future of these two extra legal businesses got together to talk.
Both look a little uncomfortable, but do not immediately jump to killing each other, which is a decent sign. Yeah, it's Robert who speaks up first. It is not the first time that we have met and talked about this, I must admit. I personally do not see it the same way that my father does. And Gianal pipes up and goes, I can agree with that assessment. We are not our fathers, and we can reach an equitable arrangement when it comes to the event. It doesn't have to come to bloodshed, although it still very well could. He waggles his knife in the general direction of Robert. And Robert just kind of smirks, not really feeling threatened.
Well, all finishes aside, I think it would be better if you worked it out here. Told your fathers what would happen.
I cannot tell my father what to do. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the gang, but with the extra legal organization, but yeah, I don't think I can tell everybody else what to do. My dad's in charge. Like, I'm all for trying to work this out diplomatically, as much as I speak bravado in public. I'm not enjoying all of my friends dying. And Robert looks down at his feet and goes, I am sorry about the incident with Picardo last week. Well, Picardo was an idiot. He got himself shot. It's fine. It happens. There's a war.
Sympathetically. It's like, huh? Can either make your fathers listen, or you know, they point over the other boys. Like they want to kill them. Like they want that option. So there's that option.
So, gentlemen, boys, we hear so much about your fathers, but there's so much more family you have. Tell me about your mothers. What's your relationship with your mothers?
She's alright, I guess. Doesn't really get involved in the family business. My mother is a I'm losing the accents, swapping between them. Hang on. Yes, Rusky, yes. My mother is a very caring woman. She helps my father on the business side of things. The house is in her name. Legal protection. She studied, you might know, she studied on Icaros for a bit.
Ooh. What business was she in? What was it? Biologicals as well?
She was
To everyone else around me, I'm very obviously immediately going to go on an irrelevant tangent here.
She was studying interplanetary law, how the systems interconnect. Robert, I appreciate you talking about this, but can we stay on topic, please? We're talking about overthrowing our fathers here. It's not a small topic. Yeah, I'm sorry, General. I'm sorry.
Overthrowing you, sir. And Ziegler unloads another shell from his shotgun.
I mean, yeah, that's an option, isn't it? And you would still have family left over, or we could try and persuade them to retire rather than persuade them to retire.
I think the problem that we're going to face here is that all of my friends are more loyal to my father than they are to me while he's still got a beating heart. Which, if you want to kill my father, I don't mind, to be honest. Arush is a dick. I do not want my father to. He's a good man. He leads the belligerents well. I don't. He is too hard-headed from his upbringing, but I do not wish my father dead. Well, I want my father dead, so why can't you do the same, Robert? It's a simple. It is family. I don't know what you want Arash to die. Didn't he feed you? Unless you owe him at least that. I don't owe him anything. He's an absolute dick. Why don't we swap? I kill your dad, you kill mine. No, I do not want my father to die. You're not understanding this, Journal. Look, Robert, we've talked about this enough times. We have to compromise on something. Start having this argument about whether they should kill their dads or not.
It's kind of like you guys have talked about killing your dads before. Okay.
I talk about it all the time, but then so does every cutter. We all talk about killing people. It's kind of our thing. I am a businessman. We do not kill business partners.
So how about this as a compromise solution? We kill your father, and I assume your father's a legitimate businessman as he is, probably has an outstanding warrant or two for his arrest or such, or even if not, we probably could disappear him off world. As long as he's not here and not in power, he could probably pick up, right?
Yeah, I'm alright with that. My dad deserves to be 6 foot deep. Right. I still do not understand how you can feel this way. My father, perhaps he would be better suited going back to the motherland.
Did your mom convince him of that one?
My mother is not on world. She is back home.
Surely with the power vacuum, there's no longer a need for him to rule the belligerents.
Where is their home? Do we know about their accent?
Oh, I mean, my accent is just one that the GM knows how to do. But our home is Mankira Niti. There's a small place, a few hexes south of center. But I mean, we operate all over the sector. We are fairly nomadic. But he could be sent back to Mankira to retire as an old man. Send him to the giraffe graveyard. I do not want him to die, but he can grow old and fat on his profits.
And then you two can run the station.
My dad's already old and fat. It's part of why I want him dead.
All right.
The JNL, we. Yeah.
All right. So we go kill your dad, and then we go back to your dad to get the payment and congratulations, and then we grab him in a big bag and run away. How's that for a plan?
This works for me. Yeah, all right. Sounds good.
Can I do the killing?
Yes. Yes.
I
Hey,
mean,
Megamind finally gets to do something. Hey, you gonna get your gun out, are you, big man? Hey,
You
do not make fun. He is very belligerent.
Oh, you start. And look, I'm gonna get.
All right, Joe Toys, put your shotgun down. You're unloading all the shells everywhere. No one told you.
all right, then, knifey boy. Could you arrange a meet a meet with your father? Well, it would probably be easier that way than rather just us stalking him through the nights and the streets.
As luck would have it, he points over in a direction. The money counting place is over there, and that's where he spends his days. We can. It's maybe 15 minutes walk from here, and we can knock on the door. There'll be some people in the way, but no, I mean, they're all people who would have rebelled against my overthrow anyway.
An Overwatch position where I could potentially get a sniper view to take out the target.
Well, if we walk over there, you can look at the battle map and decide for yourself.
I do not want to walk over there. I'm staying here.
All right, you can stay on this map and try to shoot over at the other one. You can do that if you'd like.
Yep, that sounds good to me.
I'll go. I'll go with
Sure. So you're all going over to the Cutter money counting facility.
Yeah.
I feel like I shouldn't go.
I think this is roughly the point where I at least I'm gonna start looking to Ziegler for direction as to what to actually do.
Sure.
Been given the opportunity to kill somebody, so he's immediately going to charge at the situation. The money counting place is over there. Ziegler immediately starts sprinting at full pace over to it.
Maybe direction was the wrong. Well, the direction in the sense that I'm going to go in the same direction as he is. Definitely that.
There you are. So can you all see yourselves on this map?
Yes.
Perfect. And can you see a door here and entrance lobby here?
And like a thing there.
Cool. Okay, I've done this correctly.
Yep.
Awesome. Yeah. So as you walk through the industrial heartland, you find this facility which has piles of slag that have like brushed up over it just by kinesic effect over the time. You're all walking on compacted trash as you walk along. The ground is almost spongy, and if you kick at it, it comes up and comes loose as piles of scrap.
I'm not walking. I'm rolling. Thank you very much.
Right, you're healing. Right, yeah.
I mean, Ziegler's at full pace at this point. I don't know if I've waited for people or if I'm just absolutely sprinting at this without any information.
I mean, I do have to at least try to keep up.
I'm staying back here with these. So when you combine your gang, can you do anything about this horrible situation? He grows plants, nutrients, and stuff.
Well, when we're in charge, we can come to some kind of sharing arrangement. Can't we, Robert? And Robert kind of looks a little coy and goes, I think we can work something out, yes. Cutter belligerents. The belligerent cutters. There we go. That sounds right. No, it's gonna be the cutting. It's gonna be the belligerent cutters, not the whatever. We'll work it out.
I mean, I don't want to interrupt what other people are doing, but I feel like Ziegler would have just started running at the door by now.
Sure. Yeah, you can run for it. They'll follow it behind. Yeah.
He was just running full pelt. I assume this is a closed door here.
No, open door.
Run through that door.
You burst in there?
Oh,
Alright. In that case... Oh, no, that's the hide button. You burst through this... Oh, nope, still hiding.
and shadows erupt from the door,
Oh,
enveloping
why is-
everything around you.
Why isn't it let me? There we go. There's the reveal tool. And everyone roll initiative for me.
How do I do that again?
And for mechanical purposes,
It's the first time I've rolled an initiative.
for mechanical purposes, Ziegler, pick Robert or Gianel.
Robert.
Cool. Okay, so Robert, for purposes of this combat, is going to be classed as a NPC companion for you. And either Cinch or Fidey, you can take Gianel. This is just determining who will roll for them.
Oh, okay. Okay, I will.
All right.
I will.
Yeah. So yeah. All right. Cool.
So I just burst through this door like that.
Yep. Sure.
It's kind of a bit
We've got
squat.
2 initiatives. 18 for Elswetter, 6 for Fidey, 18 for Ziegler. Sorry. Can Cinch roll initiative?
I asked you how. I forget. I asked you how.
Oh, if you go onto your sheet, it'll be in your skill list. You just
I
give
to
it
the
a
left
roll.
of it if you put on your skills.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Although it is effectively just a D20, isn't it?
Yes. Cool. Okay, so Ziegler, you and Robert get to go before these two.
So Ziegler is going to point his shotgun at this guy. I assume these are short range or immediate
Left
range.
or right? Yeah, in this room you're in immediate range. If you were here, it'd be short range. Yeah.
The guy on the left.
Shot.
imagine.
Okay. Take a shot. Difficulty 3, speed.
Oh, sorry. Can I activate Foci Frenzy as well?
No, you can do one or the other.
It's an action.
Did I just time out?
Yep.
Frenzy was state you can't use intellect points.
I don't think so.
I thought it was an enabler. I thought I could do that at the same time.
No, it's a cost. It's an action. So
Can I activate Foci Frenzy?
sure. You run in, raise your shotgun, and stand there growling. Robert is gonna walk in with you, and that's gonna be his turn. He's not gonna take a shot yet. These are cutters. They have blades on their hips.
Okay. Just focus on dating my edges. That's all right.
Yep. You run in. They're gonna, oi! Who the fuck are you? And they're gonna take shots at you. So two speed defenses, difficulty 3 for me, please. Success. Success. Yeah. So you can describe to me how you avoid the shots of these two.
I burst through the door, leveled my shotgun at them, and then they shot at me, and it sort of bounced off my shoulder pads. And due to that, I've gone into a blind rage and not shot back. Is how I imagine it happened.
All right. Everyone else can go.
We're fighting. We're fighting. Don't you drop. Don't you drop.
Technical issues. Okay. We got the gremlins for this episode. Oh,
Yeah.
and for Flutter as well.
Yep.
Yeah, 5D or Cinch, you can go.
Okay, yeah, I did have a question, but I guess I was looking at the map and.
What was your question?
You can't normally move and take an action, right? But in my case, I might be able to, but I need to beat a roll first.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna roll behind Ziegler and take a pop at the guy to the right. But to do that first, I think I need to make a roll.
Sure, let me check the rules for. I think Fleet of Foot is the ability, right? Something like
Yeah.
that. Fleet of Foot. Difficulty 2 speed roll. Otherwise, you just move.
Difficulty 2.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think I have any skills or anything, so I'm just gonna pop in 1 effort on that.
I don't think it's one you can modify anyway, just because it's from the ability.
Yeah, okay.
It just says if you succeed at difficulty 2, which you do. Yep. So you can take a shot with your magnetic needler. Difficulty 3 speed shot.
Alrighty. Oh Jesus. Okay, where do I actually press to make it shooty?
You can just
button?
there is if you set it up as an attack, but you can just do a speed roll for me and roll.
Okay. And is this damage and to hit it rolled into 1, or is there something else?
Damage into hit, roll into 1. So your gun always does 2 damage.
Mm-hmm.
You can apply effort either to hit, or you can apply effort to damage. So if you hit, then you will do more damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna apply effort to damage, I think.
Okay, cool.
Oh, and what's the difficulty on this, if anything?
It's a difficulty 3 shot.
Difficulty 3?
Yep. So you spend the effort before you make the shot, and then if you hit, you'll do
Okie doke.
effort and damage. For each level of effort, you inflict 3 additional points of damage. Just checking.
Okay.
Cool, succeed. So you get a 17, which means it's +1 damage, so that makes it 3. And then from your effort, that makes it 6 damage in total.
I can apply 2 effort, right?
Oh, did you spend 2 effort?
I haven't. But I would like to spend 2. Yeah.
Okay, so with your edge, that is 4 in total that you spent.
Yes.
Yeah. In future, you have to remove the points beforehand, so you don't see if you hit or not, and then.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I thought I would do that, but the way you told me to sequence it kind of threw me. But okay.
Yeah. No, sorry, it's my mistake. Cool. So with the 2 levels of effort, you can actually tell me how you kill this person.
I think. Yeah, I think for whatever reason, the guy is a slight. What's Ziegler's gun? It's a shotgun, right?
Yes, heavy shotgun. He also carries a harpoon.
And he did manage to shoot at these guys already, right? So they're kind of reeling back.
He ran in, got shot at, and got very angry.
I didn't shoot yet. I activated one of my abilities.
Okay. So I thought I'd just be able to shoot right into the nose of one of these guys, but that's weird. Okay, so it's just gonna be a lot of ratting. It a needle goes through this guy's foot, then through, and it kind of travels up from there, up his leg, up his torso, and a few land. We're minimal on gore, right? So it's just so it just kind of vaguely goes off his chest, then veers off, and the guy just kind of awkwardly falls over with with his legs slightly bent over a little bit comically, because again he's his foot is nailed to it.
Yeah, they've been taken completely by surprise, and you just get some good shots off. Right, Cinch, your turn.
Okay. It's a movement, and then that's the turn, right? And then that's the turn, right?
You can do a movement. You can do one action. So you could move a significant distance. You could shoot. You could do something else.
Alright, well, I better just get in the room. I better just get in the room for a movement, just because I can't.
There is another exit on the top, right?
Yeah,
Just
I will.
okay.
I will say, to give you information, that while it was these guys' turn, you heard running in this kind of vague direction. You heard sounds of other people.
Ooh. All right, I'm gonna go over to this door. I'm gonna go over to this door. Just we don't get cornered. We don't get cornered. Take out my gun.
You can see, without using your action, because you're still moving within the same room, you see this.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh, is there any further door in the room that we're currently in? Because I'm not quite seeing one.
No, there's just the one entrance. To the room that you're in just has the one door.
Okie doke.
I guess. I
You
guess.
still have an action.
Oh, I still have an action? Oh, I still have an action?
You just moved around in the same room. You didn't actually move anywhere. Yeah.
Alright, I guess I pop. I take out my rifle. I take out my rifle and shoot this very narrow corridor. This very narrow corridor. What do I do for that one? Never shot my rifle yet. Never shot my rifle yet.
So it's difficulty 3.
Speed? Is it the speed roll? Is it the speed roll?
Yeah, speed. Yeah.
Okay. Yay!
Success. Cool. You take a shot. You hit. Yeah. How much damage does your rifle do?
I think it's a medium. Weapon.
It's a medium. Okay. You do 4 damage.
And then not Robert.
Oh yes, yeah. I think following your lead, Gianel, he's actually gonna run up to the one you shot. And he's got his curved cutter's blade out, and he's gonna take a slice. If you could make a difficulty 3 speed roll for Gianel.
Oh.
Bam. I think what it is Gianel pulls out his blade, runs up, and he recognizes this person. It's a fellow cutter, and it just something in his mind. He can't quite bring himself to do it in this moment, and he hesitates, and doesn't make an effective attack. So, top of the order, back to PCs. Anyone can go. This is your second round.
Shoot this guy in the face.
Sure. Difficulty 3.
Spend an effort, but because of my edge, that's free. Right.
Yep. Is this to hit or to damage?
Oh no, I'll do it to damage.
Cool.
So difficulty 3 hit.
Yep.
No effort to hit the roll. Effort to damage 1. Is that right?
Yep.
Oh.
Fail. Yeah, I think it's just the impact from being shot at before and trying to dodge. You're still reeling a bit, and you're mad to see your vision swimming, and you can't quite get the shot off.
Yeah, but there's a chunk of the wall taken out behind him.
Robert is gonna raise his. He doesn't actually have an energy gun. This token is just off a little bit. He raises a short, snub-nosed. Looks like one of those improvised weapons that you find from police raids. It looks like a bolt-action heating pipe. Pushes on a bolt underneath the tube, and it bangs, and he takes a shot. Make a difficulty 3 speed roll for Robert. Success. Okay, yeah. The guard that he shoots at takes a hit.
You know how much damage he does?
You don't know how much damage he does.
All
Although
right.
you can see it's a good solid hit. There's a spray of blood from the person that he hits. Like it's definitely an effective shot.
Okay.
Yeah. And just from like game knowledge as well, this isn't a pistol. It's unlikely to be a light weapon, so it's probably medium or heavy. Is information that you have. So Flutter, to use that ability, I would recommend making Gianel go first. Go first, and then your attack is easier.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I was just trying to read it. I didn't. I knew I had to read it. So I knew I had it. Okay.
Fidey. Or Cinch, either or.
I think I'm actually. I think Ziegler, despite missing his shot, probably has this, and I feel like we'll probably need more support north. So that's where I'm gonna roll. How far I can go without actually needing to make the roll?
It's relative. Transitioning to that other room counts as your action.
Okie doke.
Yeah,
but
technically a short distance.
Okay, but after that point, where can I actually position myself? Can I just?
You can position yourself anywhere in this area that you can see.
Okie doke. Whoop. That's actually Ziegler, not me. I'm just gonna skate right on by. Thank you, gentlemen. And whoop.
You rush past them on the stairs.
Yeah, and shoot this guy in the ankle as I pass. The lower one, yeah.
The lower one. Okay, that one's already taken damage.
Yeah, I'll probably not.
Yeah, difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3.
Yeah, all of these generic thugs are difficulty 3 to hit.
Okay, doke. This time I think I'll spend 2 efforts to actually make the hit. I'll not spend any on damage. Or rather, I'll spend 1 effort and 2 speed pool points. Is what I meant to say.
Oh, you're expending 1 effort. Okay, to make it difficulty 2.
Yep.
And you hit. All right.
That's 2 damage.
Cool. Yep, you do 2 damage as you is already engaged in combat. You skate past, take a shot, and grazes it. Ah, yeah. You're pulling out his knife. Sidge, your turn.
Okay. I wanna Ben I'll go first. Ben I'll go for his. For his.
Make a. Actually, this is a melee attack, so it's actually a might roll. I've been doing this wrong. Difficulty 3 might roll for Gianel. Yeah, melee tends to be might, whereas ranged is speed. Fail again. I think he just can't. I think he just can't bring himself to attack his fellow cutter with the blade that marks them both as cutters. He's struggling morally.
It's okay.
Somebody give that boy a gun.
Enemy turn down here. This guard will take a shot again. Ziegler, your most apparent threat. Difficulty 3 speed defense.
What about my actual?
Sorry. Yes, absolutely. You get your turn. Sorry.
One thing actually, I should have made a roll to see if I can actually even take that action of attacking.
Right, okay. Just because there's a lot of things going on right now that we've missed procedurally, that happened. You got to go.
Okay, fair enough.
We'll save Ziegler's failure and go back since you take your action.
Okay. So how does the opportunistic? Because if fighting damage the one guy in the foot.
So
how do I use the opportunistic thing? How does the opportunistic thing?
So opportunistic works whether they get hurt or not. All that matters is someone tried to attack them. And it just makes it if you attack someone who's already had someone try to attack them, it's easier for you because you sneak up behind them and smash the bottle over their head. You know, it's
Gotcha.
It's like a sneak attack. It's if you're attacking a creature that's already been attacked, it's easier for you. So it's difficulty 2 for you to try and hit them.
Okay. Ouch.
Fail. Yeah, I think why you miss here is you're trying not to hit Fidey as he skates past. Yeah. Then Ziegler, you got shot at.
get to roll for that now, don't I? Haha.
Haha. You're not getting away with that. I will offer you a GM intervention
Right.
that this does double damage. I'm not to tell you how much damage it is, but I'll offer you can have XP if this does double damage because it hits you in a good spot.
How much XP?
Hmm?
How much XP?
Well, it's an intervention, so you would gain one and then you'd get to give, or as I've been saying, take one and then give one to someone else as well.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Let's kill myself.
All right, take 6 damage.
-3, so 3 damage.
Yeah, so your might goes down to 17. Then you gain an XP.
And I'll give an XP to Cinch. Why not? Cinch has been whispering in my ear the entire time.
A 5, an 8, and a 3. Damn, you're all rolling on the low end. Yeah, so up here, I think these two are both gonna make melee attacks against Giant. Can you make 2 might 4 defense rolls for me, please? I'm sorry, difficulty 3 is still difficulty 3. I'm thinking of it the other way around.
Okay. There's one. There's one. There's one failure. There's one failure. And okay.
Success. Okay. Yeah, Giant takes a nasty cut and yeah, he gets slashed across his arm by one of these blades and he kind of reels back going yeah, crying in pain. And as it is the enemy's turn, Fidey, as you are stood there and can kind of see here, you see that. You see that?
Yep, that makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah.
Do we have grenades? I don't. I'm pretty sure.
They cost 250 each, I think. Grenades are 500 each. There's 2 types, sonic and thermite.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't know if any of your party currently has them.
What?
You know, I probably could have scanned this whole building.
Ziegler got told there was somewhere to run to fight, so Ziegler ran there and fight.
He fought.
Oh, you can take a nap.
Is it player characters' turns again, or?
Yes, yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was just waiting for, yeah.
Can I see these people from where I'm stood?
Yeah, they're short range from you.
Look that guy.
This one's still living.
I've got a friend, haven't I?
Yep, that's true. Yeah, I was just making sure. Yeah, you can take a shot. The one in front has been hit already. This one has yet to be hit. You're going for the back one.
Yeah.
Your shotgun, is it short or immediate range?
Oh, harpoon.
Oh, harpoon. Yes, yeah, you can shoot with your harpoon, absolutely. Difficulty 3.
I'll spend an effort on the hit.
An effort on the hit, okay. Success. Just about. 5 damage. Yeah, you hit that person with your harpoon from another room.
You like the harpoon go.
Getting dead center of the chest and there's a thunk to it, and I've got a rope now attached to a man.
You do.
While I did that,
what is Rabbit doing?
I was just going to shoot that one.
Sure. Difficulty 3, speed roll. Well, yeah. I think he sees you and just like, what? It's just in awe. You pull out a harpoon and shoot it. I don't think you're even looking. I think you're looking this way. You pull out your harpoon and fire your sensorium or some other. You fully 90 degrees, not even looking. Bang! Hit that guy in the other room. Yeah.
A shotgun in one hand and a harpoon in the other hand.
Exactly. Cinch and Friday, you can go.
You want to go first, Heidi? Or do you want to
go first? Yeah, go right ahead.
Okay. I'm gonna roll for Robert. I'm gonna roll for or not Robert. Or not.
I know.
Is the fat guy dead? With the harpoon? Is the fat guy dead? With the harpoon?
He is not dead yet. No. Both of them are looking pretty beat up. You can. It's up to you which one Giant attacks.
I feel like let's go for the first one. Let's go for the first one. And it's a might.
Yeah.
For that one, right?
Oh, this feels wrong somehow.
Like, is there something else he can do? Like, is there something else he can do? Because now I'm feeling guilty for him.
Cutter on cutter. It's not supposed to be this way, but it's my father's fault. And goes to make the hit.
Oh,
Jesus.
Nice.
Yeah. This first one, yeah, absolutely. Giant leaps forward, manages to get a good slash across his neck, and he collapses to the floor. And Giant looks a mix of triumphant and sad, just turns back to Cinch. She goes, "Another notch on me blade?"
Right in feels. Right in feels. I'll roll to shoot the other guy. Roll to shoot the other guy.
He has been shot at already this turn, so you do get your difficulty decrease from opportunist. Yeah.
Perfect. Excellent. Excellent. For my failure, can I use my failure? Can I use by speed by speed apply an effort? What's it? Apply
Yep, you
an
can
effort?
use effort to make it easier to hit or to do more damage.
Well, how much damage are these guys supposed to have? Damage are these guys difficulty 3 and going like they took 4 damage before. Like they took 4 damage before.
What do you mean?
I'm just suss it out in my own head later. Suss it out in my own head later.
Anyone, if you read the book, I mean, I'll just tell you this because it's not exactly information I need to keep secret. It's difficulty 3 to hit them because they're level 3. For a level 3 creature, typically it can be different based on GM discretion, but typically for a creature that's level 3, they will have 9 HP.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the level of an NPC, their HP tends to be 3 times their level, is the standard algorithm.
Okay.
So you rolled a 19, so you can do +3 damage to this individual if you so wish. Or you can have a minor effect, which is you can maneuver them how you like, you can have some other minor effect.
If I apply my shotgun does 4, and then I'm applying 4, and then I'm applying 3. If I do 3 damage, if I do the +3 damage, does that?
Given he has a harpoon through his chest, you can, he's dead. Yeah.
Yeah, no, like I like add damage. I like add damage and just do like the cool fall down the stairs file.
I think in this case the direction would mean he would go up the stairs.
Yes.
Is this up or down? Down. I don't know. Either way.
Oh, I guess that is weird. Looking at these stairs, it could be either way. That's interesting.
Either way.
Yeah.
It was up, and this was ground floor going up, I assumed.
Yeah, me too. But it could be the other way. That's quite fun.
There we go. Either way.
Yeah.
There we
Open to interpretation.
He's a pile of harpoon and bullets now.
Friday, it's your turn.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll right in here, and shoot the guy.
Okay.
A bunch. I mean, it's not.
Oh, it's doing the thing again. You've been consumed by shadow. Yeah.
Oh. Hello.
Yeah. You can see into this room as well. There you go.
I did the bed.
I might need a rest after this.
I mean, I haven't just like sprung this on you. They have genuinely been there the whole time, moving
That's fine.
from room to room.
The reasonable thing to do was probably like to eliminate things bit by bit, but I figured maybe like our target is escaping or something, and I need to cut it off.
Yep. As you roll in, the gentleman at as you roll in, the gentleman at the back goes, "Who the fuck do you think you are, messing with the cutters?"
I'm gonna roll to see if I get an action.
Yes, difficulty 2 speed. Right, so gain an XP.
Yeah.
And you can give an XP to somebody else.
Yeah, I'm gonna get an XP, and I'm gonna give an XP to Sigmar. He hasn't got one from me yet. Unless someone is like one away from.
I think the GM intrusion in this situation is your Heelys. You fall flat on your back.
The sheer shock of rolling.
Yeah, you roll in to take a shot, see a crowd of people fully fall flat on your back, and make a difficulty 4 might defense.
Might defense.
Yeah.
Bear with me for a sec.
What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rehide this. There you go.
But I don't think there's anything useful on this that I have.
So Fidey can't see anything at the moment. We don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Can I use my knowledge of propulsion systems to help me in this Healy related issue?
I don't think so.
I'm gonna spend 2 effort on that roll. I don't think I'll use mine for anything else. That's gonna be 5 total, so 4 might to do remove.
Success. Okay, you remain conscious. Is the result of that?
Great. All the more opportunity to get shot.
Yeah. You remain conscious, and I don't have a good way to show you this and not the others, so I'm gonna keep it hidden for now. But yeah, you'll see Fidey wheel into the next room along. You hear a yelp and a thunk, and then it goes quiet.
You just kind of look over at Zing. Two-way play.
Yeah. So y'all are currently out of combat. Oh,
wait, no,
that one's still alive. Hang on.
Wait, no,
yeah, sorry.
It's still alive.
Yeah. Player's turn.
I'll use my heavy shotgun. I'll try and kill him.
Mm-hmm.
I'll use a difficulty 3. Yeah. And then I'll use an F on hits, not the damage. There you go. 7 damage.
Success. He has 5 HP remaining, so he's red misted. Cool.
I imagine there's not much of him left after that, to be honest, with how I imagine the shotgun.
Yeah, you do 2 damage over his HP total, so it's pretty significant death.
How I imagine the shotgun is, to be honest.
Yeah, so Gianel up here goes, "What the fuck happened to him? Oh god."
Are we out of combat at this point?
Yeah, you have a respite from combat currently.
Can I run up here and just make sure?
You can. Robert follows you and goes, "Alright, we killed the 2 idiots that were in that whatever armory, the dressing room. It was, I don't know what they were doing in there. I see we had fun up here too." And he sees the 2 corpses, pokes them and goes, "Where's the other one? The nerd?"
Well, he made an interesting sound. How do you go check that out? So to turn to Diana.
Well, what are we waiting for? We have cutters to kill.
Can I also reload the harpoon on the way past his body? Because I imagine that would be,
you can reload your harpoon. Yeah.
the harpoon's been pulled out, so I imagine that would have been an issue if it was still in combat. Right, so come up to this door. I don't know. I assume Cinch doesn't want to run in immediately, so I'll run in if.
No.
Run in.
Sure.
Running at full power. There.
Yep.
Oh God.
Mm-hmm.
No. Is it really going to be a two-way split? Is it really going to be a two-way split? Can you discuss this first?
You go to there.
This first? Yeah.
Okay. Right. I will just reveal this now that you're at the top of the stairs. You hear a voice goes, "All right, you stop there. Go no further." And we see this.
Yeah.
Fidey, your experience over the last few minutes is being grabbed and bundled into this room.
Yeah, that makes sense. What's the blue pool in the corner?
It's water to your perception.
Okie doke.
Yeah.
So they told us to stop moving.
Yeah, he said stop. He told you like stop at the top of the stairs.
Call back. What for?
He yells up and goes, "Juno, is that you?" He goes, "Yes, Dad."
Oh, that's great.
What the fuck do you think you're doing? He goes, "Well, I thought that I was gonna." What you do? You don't think, do you idiot boy? And Robert, standing behind goes, "Why are we listening to him? Shoot already, kill."
Chance are the worst. Shouldn't you be proud of your son for showing initiative?
So far as I can tell, my son's just tried to have me killed, so I'm not feeling best pleased by him at the moment. I'll be honest, he's gonna get us clipped here for this one. Your mother will hear about this.
I'm conscious as this is happening, right?
Yeah, you are conscious.
Can I take the time of this conversation to take real careful aim at his father's junk?
You definitely can. You can. Yep. You can be preparing your shot. They're all looking up at these stairs at the more immediate
I'm
threat.
not doing this to be puerile. It's just like the weakest point that I can access from my current position.
Mm-hmm.
This is out of character.
Yeah. This is.
I just want to say out of character. My current inclination with Ziegler is just to absolute charge into this room and not care about what's happening. But I don't know if either of you want to try a different approach with this. Before
I will say, if you do that, all of them will shoot at Fidey.
What I'm meaning, before I do something stupid, I just wanted out of character to allow for something.
I'm okay with you doing something stupid. But I guess it's Fidey. Okay. But I guess it's Fidey. How much
Fidey has 18, has 24 total HP. If he takes 6, then it will go down the damage track. If he takes a further 9, he'll go to very injured. And then if he takes another 9, he will be dead.
So I guess it's up to Fidey. It's like we want a really stupid action to happen.
So
by the max potential damage that you're looking at here, you don't know how much damage this guy does, but just from the thugs, that's if they all hit, that would be around 12 damage.
Yeah, that makes sense. And I'll probably get shot afterwards as well. I kind of wanted to either shoot at his groin or threaten shooting at his groin. I'm gonna roll for that, if that's all right.
Are you like saying something with this?
Sorry, what?
Are you saying something? Are you shooting? Sorry, I've misunderstood what you're going for here.
Oh, okay. So I feel like this is gonna end with violence one way or another, and I'm okay with getting shot a bunch. The only leverage that I can see myself having is like holding his junk for ransom.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm not sure. And I'm not sure if that's something I'm actually
Yeah.
gonna do, so I'm just gonna roll 1d2 to see if I do, and if I roll high, I'll try to talk.
Sure. Okay.
Nope, I just empty a clip into his junk.
You shoot.
Yep, I shoot.
Okay, right. We're back in combat. We'll just keep the same initiative order. We'll roll it again. So make a difficulty 4 speed roll for me, please.
Difficulty 4.
Sorry, difficulty 3 because you aimed and prepared. You did specifically say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's difficulty 3. That's gonna be.
Before this happens, it looks down and he goes, "What are you doing?"
You're not gonna get another son after this. And I am gonna use 2 efforts to increase damage.
Oh, okay. Damn.
And this for damage specifically, so I hope I hit.
So that's +6 damage in total. Okay.
Yep.
You hit. How much base damage does your gun do?
Not a lot.
2, right? Yeah. Okay. So you do 8 damage. Directly to the groin. Arush, Eon, as this individual so happens to be, who has a large curved blade on his hip that the entire length of it is marked with notches, collapses onto his back, hands going to his groin plate, and like falls backwards onto his ground. And can you make 4 speed 3 defense rolls for me, please?
4 speed 3 defense rolls.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see.
Every miss is 3 damage.
I'm probably taking a damage here. 4 speed 3 defense rolls.
On average, I think you fail one of these. So.
Yeah.
Okay. That's
3
damage.
So I take 2. I'd rather remain at 2.
It removes from your might pool first.
My might pool. Okay. So
decreases might, then speed, then intellect.
Okay, dope.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the second one. Difficulty 3, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Uh-oh. So, gain an XP.
I'm gonna give the other one to Zinch.
Yeah, and you give an XP. Alright, Zinch, you get an XP. You take 3 damage, so your might goes to 0, and you knock down the damage track to impaired, which means anything you try to do is 1 more difficult. And for the GM intrusion
on the second roll, yeah,
I think that you are out of this combat. I think you're 2 damage. I think you're knocked unconscious, but I think you're out of this combat.
That's fair, but also if you're doing this to save me from death, know that I'm entirely fine with it.
No, I'm not. If they lose this combat or whatever, Fidey will be killed. I'm not gonna shy away from that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, you are no longer an effective combatant, but you did do 8 damage into the boss's groin. So. Yeah, rest of the team can go. You see Fidey surrounded by armed guards, turn, raise his gun. They all look at him like, "No, you're not gonna do that. No." And then he unloads full clip into Arush's crotch area, and they all turn and shoot at him, and he collapses and slumps to the ground, gun still in his outstretched hand. You see Fidey go down.
Can I shoot the big boss who's on the ground now with my harpoon, please?
You definitely can. Yeah, that's difficulty. Oh, it's long range in it. Difficulty 4.
I'll spend an effort to hit.
Sure, makes difficulty 3.
No.
Success. So tell me how you kill or rush Eon.
He's been knocked to the ground, like clawing at his crotch plate.
Yeah.
And then as he to the ground, I imagine he thunks to the ground, and then I sort of managed to launch my harpoon and thud into his chest while he's on the ground scrambling. It's a bit of a horrific way to go out. I can imagine. And
Yeah.
it's not pretty.
Since Gianel and Robert all get a turn, but I will say these guards no longer look as if they're too inclined to fight with their leader in a pool of his own blood on the ground.
Oh, sorry, we're getting all that names. This guy would shoot anyway because he's a rival.
Robert.
Yeah, I imagine Robert would shoot anyway.
Yep, I mean, you have control of him, so make a difficulty 3 speed roll. He'll just shoot the closest. +2 damage. Okay, yeah. That is 6 damage, I believe. He is medium. Yeah, this guy also like slumps against the wall, taking a shot in the shoulder. He's like on the ground, holding his arm, like.
I would literally just grabbing, saying, "Okay, these are your people now. Make them stop. Okay, these are your people now. Make them stop."
Yeah, Giant L will step up and go.
Yeah.
By right of Cutter tradition, this gang, extra-legal organisation, is now mine. I am the rightful heir to that pile of putrescence, and you will all listen to me. And they all look very nervous and shaken, and just kind of look up and nod and go. And one of them speaks up and goes, "Yeah, all right, you're the boss. Oh God, just don't kill me, please. I've got a baby cutter at home." "I'm not gonna kill you, Steve, you idiot. We've been over this. My dad's dead. That makes me in charge, all right?" "Yeah, all right, as you say, lad. Oh God, you give me one hell of a who's..." And Robert is gonna run in behind. Like, "Come on, Gianel, let's just kill them all." And Robert and Gianel's gonna tell me like, "No, you fucking don't. These are the cutters. You're a belligerent. These are my men. You do not hurt them now that my dad's gone." "Yes, but they are filthy cutters. We should still kill them all."
Then she's just like, no. Then she's just like, no. No. This is what Dad's out of the way. Dad's out of the way. To retire your father. Now we're going to retire your no father. More filthy cutters. There is no more filthy cutters. You boys work it out.
Make difficulty 3 intellect roll for me, please.
And I reduce it by applying anything at this point. Anything.
Let me have a look. Depends on the method. Are you trying to lie or trick them in any way? If not, then I don't think you have a skill.
I think I'm just kind of pull out of my ass for this one. You know, they have both been attacked. Using their diminished capacity in my opportunistic way to make them see the lights. You're not gonna buy that, are you?
Okay, difficulty 2. I'll give you it. Being persuasive.
Yes.
Success. I think Robert turns to you and kind of like shakes his head and goes, "Yes, I'm sorry. I was the heat of battle. They were trying to kill me. I am sorry, lads. I will not kill you today." Yeah, that's appreciated, I think. Thank you. Fucking foreign belligerents to come in here. It's like, how can you put up with him, Gianel? Gianel goes, "He has redeeming qualities, even for an Arcosian belligerent, trust me. I will show you in time." "Take me to the hospital, please, boss." "Yeah, alright, we'll get you patched up."
I'll raise my shotgun to this guy that's slumped on the other side, please. Anonymous.
What did you want to do?
Have my shotgun ready at this guy who's slumped to the side for when nobody's looking.
Yeah, he looks up at you like fully fearful, and he's not trying to scooch away or anything. Like he knows that trying to get away from you would be.
Oh no, my shotgun's pointed at him at the moment. I'm looking at other people to see when they're not going to be looking at me.
Yeah. Yeah, so Gianel turns to Cinch and goes, I think your friend might need some help, but I think we'll be good here. I'll tell Greenie that you helped out the cutters. I mean, you killed 4 cutters. I'm gonna have to maybe deduct that from the reward money, but yeah, I think we're good here.
All right. Can you take everybody to the hospital? Can you take everybody to the hospital? And we'll go deal with retire him or retire him.
To be honest, I think
that one.
Robert, what do you think you could take this nerd to the institute? That you can black that he's one of their own. Yes, I think that is possible. We can say that he is a belligerent, and then the institute will take care of him.
That'll work. Kind of look over. No killing the wounded. No killing the wounded.
We could permanently resolve his issues. No hospital required.
Yeah, he's got a baby. Yeah, he's got a baby. Stop. Stop.
Fine. Very, very disappointed that he's not allowed to execute somebody.
Do you want to go? Find a way to sell the copper soon. Find a way to sell the copper soon. Do you?
I think I'm more interested in going to the institute and bullying some student into.
Like talking about your pyramid scheme while your friend is bleeding out on the floor.
Yeah, everybody's just quipping about copper while I'm on the ground bleeding.
Yeah, slowly dying.
Gurgle.
Yeah. So I think we get like a star wipe or something equally cheesy. And we cut back. Fidey, how do you look after your stay in the Institute Hospital? This is a couple days later. You've been around the station waiting for Fidey to get better and waiting for the return shuttle to arrive.
What was the nature of what I was shot at with?
Like a bullet. This is projectile weaponry.
Bullets. A bunch of those, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, and what's the nature of medicine, and how much can I actually be seen? How much can I actually recover during the scene?
It's TL4. I mean, you can spend your recovery dice, which we haven't used this session, but you have 4 recovery dice available to you.
Sure.
Each recovers a d6 of points.
Sure, so I'll just roll. I imagine I can roll the entire 4, right?
Yeah, you can roll 4d6 and recover that many. Oh, cool. It says that you're impaired automatically. No one is... Well, we haven't done many rolls with people who are damaged.
Oh, actually, I should have, probably, that was 4 points. Would you put all of them into might?
Sure, that's 8. I mean, you can spend these across all pools, so it doesn't matter about...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just the total. 4, 4, 4. 3.
Fair enough.
Yep, so you can recover 15 points in total, any way you like.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not doing super great, but
you're not going to bleed on the way home.
Yeah. I imagine I'm fairly chatty still, and instead of talking at an ascent pace, which I as a player can't always match. It's which is something like that. He's talking fairly excitedly, but at a normal human pace. So it's
for once we can understand you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So as this is the day when the shuttle to pick you up is arriving, and as you sat around, you'll get a new message from Greenie. And it's very politely written, as is Greenie's style. And he says, I appreciate your help in the endeavor on the Eon and Arcos rings. I respectfully invite you to leave my territory and return the next time there is a mission available for you. And attached is a payment for 4,800 howl.
Hey, we help both gangs.
Wait.
we help both gangs.
We were still gonna bag the other father.
Mm-hmm.
And return.
Yep.
And return.
Yeah, I know.
But did we do that?
Greenie pays you 4,800.
But it was like 5,000 per gang. It was like 5,000 per gang. So we didn't do that part.
I'm telling you, Greenie is screwing you here.
God damn it, bitch. God damn it, bitch.
This is something that you can resolve in a future session. But yeah, Greenie has stolen 5,200 howl from you.
Oh, bitch. Oh, bitch.
Okie dokie then.
Yeah, but you gain 1,200 each, so it's not.
Who is Greenie, by the way, in terms
Greenie
of?
is the agent handler for Ingirid.
Okie doke.
Yeah. Sorry to kind of spring that on you without context, but yeah, Greenie has forwarded a payment of 4,800, and yes, you are correct. It should have been 10,000.
Literally writing in my background, Greenie is a bitch and owes me $5,200.
Yeah, that is completely fair and acceptable.
I mean, a third of $5,200.
I like a third. Okay, fine, I'll write that one. A third. I'm charging interest. That one. I'm charging interest.
Oh yeah, we should all charge interest. So I'm owed what? 1,733.4.33 repeating howl.
Sorry, what?
So can I? Oh, he just did the math. It's divided by 3. It's a 3 repeating, and you divide it by 3. You can't divide any number by 3. So
4,800 divided by 3.
Oh, he's talking about the 5,200.
4,800 divided by 3 is 1,600 each.
Well,
Sorry, I messed it up.
you got
Did 4. Yeah, you get 1,600 each. Sorry.
So that's 400 extra.
Yeah,
cool.
Excellent. Excellent.
That's a really weird number because you got me to roll the dice to see how many howl I paid for something.
That's true.
Yeah.
Although I do seem to have a small fortune of howl on me because I don't have to spend it.
Yeah, I mean, you could have had a jetpack, could have had this, could have. If you keep holding it, what's going to happen is I'm going to take it away, and some incident is.
Yeah, I mean, I want to have an interaction on this station while we're waiting for Fighty ready to try and one of this.
Sure, we have 10 minutes. If there's a scene that you want to have while you're waiting, we can do that.
Industrial district. Well, I was told by Russian guy. I forgot the names already. Sorry.
There's two Russian guys. There's William, who's the dad, and Robert, who's the son.
The dad who's taking the piss out of me was saying,
right, William. Yeah.
He was saying that I could go to the institute and ask about guns. So I think Ziegler wanted to go to.
Oh right. So that's where Fighty went to go to be in the hospital too.
Okay. So is there any way of me trying to find like a weapons research area in the institute? Do they have a weapons research area?
Tell you what, hold on to that. We will come back to that scene at some point in a future session. We can explore what happened with Greenie on Ingirid and your weapon, and yeah, just bank that as you went to the Weapons Institute. We'll work out what happened either between sessions.
And I kind of really want the scene of actually putting the old father in a bag and going off with him, because that's like a lot of unsaid complications that could also be fun.
Yeah,
I
there's like
will
8
say that there is definitely going to be follow-up missions from this event. Yeah.
How much would a jet? So I just got. How much would a jetpack be from this station if I were to try and buy one from a normal shop, like a normal person?
You can get a jetpack for. Let's have a look. You can get a jetpack for 3,000 howl.
How much are ships again? I remember Whittle got one for a good discount because of the Roomba I smashed that one time.
You could afford a level 3 spacecraft.
How do spaceship levels work?
So, same with NPCs. There's an algorithm that its level says how good it is at doing things. So, a level 3 spaceship will have 9 HP. It will have level 3 sensors, and if it has a weapon, it'll have a level 3 weapon.
Okey-doke.
How good's Leofric's ship of interest? Is that a big boy?
I can't remember off the top of my head.
I would totally want to try negotiating, being like I want one of those base cutter.
His ship is level 3, but he's also bought a lot of like extra modules for it. Like it has a weapon, it has big cargo space, it's not just a base ship.
What would a jetpack allow me to do? Would it allow me to move in combat and stuff? Or
Jetpack. A somewhat bulky device worn around the waist and back, controlled via units in both hands, allows for movement in 3 axes, long range in a single round. So it allows you full vertical up and down movement, or if you're in the void of space, relative any direction. It means you can move, while you're using it, you can move a long range in a single round. Normally you can move a short range in a single round.
I need to buy something with this money. Is there an equivalent to a chainsaw in this universe?
If you want to buy a melee weapon, like a heavy melee weapon, we could come up with something. There's nothing in the list that would be appropriate right now, I don't think, but...
If I was a jetpack, would that kind of be alright to be integrated into my suit that seems to integrate everything into it for somehow?
A giant jetpack, I think that's going to be an external thing.
But I'd still wear it with the stuff I've got and stuff. So on would I?
Yeah, I mean, you can wear it over. It's just if you're ever going into like a tight space or into a house, I'm going to be like, it doesn't fit.
Huge, but yeah. Okay, I'll buy a jetpack at whatever price you said.
3,000, I said.
Yeah, I'll buy a jetpack then.
Yeah. And this is the description. I'll post it in Roll20.
Is there a way of adding a description to items in your equipment? Or where should I add this?
Yeah, there should be.
You just have to add it to the equipment.
Jetpack, I was just wondering if...
Oh, on items, I thought there was a description box that opened up. I guess not.
I could put it in weapons. I know it's not a weapon, but I could put it in there and then put the description on it.
Yeah, that's weird. I thought they had associated descriptions as well as the name. Oh.
No, for now then. If that's alright.
Yeah, that's fine.
And how much would a heavy weapon cost? Like that sort of thing?
I will have to talk about that with you in between sessions, so I'm not sure off the top of my head.
Okay.
Depends on what you're wanting. I mean, you can look at the books.
Sure. I was thinking of something grimdark, if you know what I meant. Basically turning Ziegler into an assault marine, pretty much.
Yeah, there isn't any heavy melee weapons in the equipment list right now, but like a heavy melee weapon will be a melee weapon that does 6 damage and is melee. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I really wanted to do.
Yeah, we can talk about like coming up with a custom weapon that has some special qualities or whatever. But yeah.
Well, and I seem to have like I'm effectively becoming Doom guy with how many weapons I've got on me.
Yeah, I mean, if you have too many, I am gonna start asking like, okay, which weapons are you bringing with you? Because you're not carrying 5 heavy weapons with you at all times.
I mean, he might be.
Well, he might be. It's just gonna be difficult
to move. Like it's gonna be like like it's gonna be like first person. It looks like when it's not first person.
He can hire a gun caddy.
Catty.
It's just bring him along in combat. It's just bring him along in combat. The giant sword. Speaking of swords, can I have hung out with like Speaking of swords, can I have hung out with like the cutter guy and like negotiated off-world cutter, like being an off-world cutter? Nice.
There were in the compound. There were the 4 cutters that you killed. You definitely could have picked up a cutter's weapon. And
like I totally could have. It just feels insulting. Like I totally could have. Pick up one of their weapons. Pick up one of their weapons.
let me check something real quick. There is a Cypher that all of you can choose to take if you wish. I meant to say this before. When Gianel said like we've got it from here, thanks for your help, you can go. The name of the Cypher is Cutter's Cacophony. It's level 1d6. And the effect would be, this howling battle cry hinders all actions taken by hostile creatures within short range for a number of turns equal to this Cypher's level.
Okay.
I got a poison explosive. I poison ammo heart telemetry do again. Ammo heart telemetry do again.
What does what? Sorry.
I've got like.
Ammo heart telemetry.
Yeah. So if I wanted like the battle cry. So if I wanted like the battle cry.
I didn't write in the description. I think that one helps you trying to locate an object.
I'm gonna like drop that one and take the
Sure.
the battle cry. I guess I'll totally have picked up one of the cutters. Blades.
Sure. It's a medium melee weapon. Cutter's blade. Something like that. I'll post the Cypher details in the room.
Oh, I know what I was saving up for. I wanted one of those ship harpoon turrets. That's right.
Yes, you did. Yeah.
Is that again?
Right. Just to round up the session here, what I'll do is so we see as you're all sat around, we see Fidey and you're all sat in like the same e-cafe that you were in at one point with Gianel. We see Fidey with some bandages and patched up in his wounds, and they've given you a vial of narcoleum to help you recover, so you can have that as well. We see you all sat around, and we see the shuttle pull up and attach, and as you go, the camera pans to. As you all go to get onto the shuttle, the camera pans around to sat further into the e-cafe. An older woman with white, tightly permed hair, wearing a refined, kind of like suit jacket, cream suit jacket underneath, like a green blouse, then a cream pants. She's got an elaborate necklace on. And she's stirring a cup of tea with a small spoon. And he looks up into the camera as the credits start to roll.
Then she dips a little bit of her cream into the tea.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it. That's the Ingirid side story. Is the episode name is.